Hey Frank, how you doing? Yeah, we're looking for Justin. We're looking for a few different people. But I'm glad to have you here, Frank. You must be out driving. You're using your cell phone, I take it. Yeah, it's just kind of a damp, drizzly kind of day today. It's still kind of spitting a little bit of rain here and there. And here comes Joe.
Morning, Paul.
Hey, good morning, Joe. How you doing today?
Kind of yes and no.
I know the feeling.
I got at 1 o'clock. I got to be at Mandeville to shoot a guy signing for a college. He signs at like 1:40. I got to
What
leave
what
here by 1,
what kind of distance is it to get there?
5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
It's like probably a little further than what you go to fly, about 3 miles.
Okay.
But it's just the point that I got to go there, and my editor won't be there. So everybody in the picture, I got to get names, all the family members. So it's gonna means I got to work. That's really what it is. I got to work a little bit. Then I got to get it back. I got to get back and get it to him. That's really all I got to do today. It's just, I've got pictures sitting over there that I need to put together that I'm kicking myself now. I should have did them yesterday because today's the last day of school for the senior. And I don't think I have any seniors in there. That's what's the good news. I might have one senior in there,
Okay.
but I'll just make sure they know that they're at the school and they'll go pick them up. I think there's one senior.
There's Lance.
Morning, Paul. Morning, Joe.
Morning, Lance. Mr. Show Off.
Yeah, he gets his Avada too today, right?
I think so.
I do. I do. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. After work today, but the thing is, I'm heading up to my cabin, so I don't know that I'm going to be able to fly it. I don't know that I'm going to bring it with me or not. I might just charge batteries and see what happens. Might have to wait till Sunday or Monday.
I'll bring it with you.
Yeah, we've got so the Mount St. Helens exploded, of course, in 1980, and and you guys have seen my it's not my cabin, it's the family cabin. Um, they were up there when it blew, and
Oh,
so
they
they could
were.
see everything. They could see everything from afar. I was in Ellensburg at the time, and that's where all the ash, not all the ash, but the ash started to dump in Ellensburg and went east from there. And so I got all the ash, they got all the sun. So every
Yeah.
year they have a reunion, because there were like 5 or 6, and at the time we were kids, 21 years old. And so anyway, they have a gathering every year, and they're having it early this year because May 18th the cabin is being used, and there's, that's a different story, but so they're having the reunion on the 20th of April, which is this weekend. But
Yeah.
at any rate, that's kind of why I'm going to the cabin this weekend, and then next weekend I have my movie video. But So I don't. So there'll be a lot of people up there. I don't know that I want to, dive bomb, 60, 70-year-old people, right?
I would.
Joe makes no bones about it.
So my big toy yesterday, right after work, I did get a wood chip on the lens. If you look at the 2 minute 12 mark, wood chip
Yeah, I
flies
saw
up
that.
into my drone, but no damage.
Yeah, that
Relentless has joined us.
hey, relentless. Yeah, that
But it
happens
was
when you're flying around. When you get low, you never know what's gonna fly up.
Yeah, and it was windy to boot as well. So getting low and kicking up the wood chips, like Hot Rod was saying.
Yeah, I like doing the little one shots where you take off and you fly around for about 3 minutes and you come back and land it and end it, right? I love that. It's
Yeah.
because it's a fast flight, and if you go to 2 or 3 different places in 10 minutes, you can have 3 videos for later. But and when I
Yes.
stopped at I think it was Bogfalaya Park. Yeah, it was Bogfalaya Park. No, it was yesterday. No, it was Bogfalaya Park. When I was coming back, I'm about a foot off the ground. And as I get right in front of me where I'm getting ready to land, a leaf jumps up right in front of my camera. So I just ended it right before the leaf come up. But that got me so mad because it was a perfect flight. And I was bringing it back and I got it almost to me and a leaf jumps up right in front of the camera. So I just stopped it, turned it around, it fell off, and I brought it to me, and that was it. And then I looked at the video later and I said, well, I went through that little hole when I left. Why didn't I come back through that hole when I came back? You see that stuff afterwards, that I should have went through that. I should have went through that.
For sure. Yep.
I want to go back to Bogfalaya. I think we're gonna try to get Johnny to go out there this week. And they've got that cement structure that I flew through a few times. And what I think I want to do is I want to fly through it in like figure eights. And I'm not going to go off. I'm going to just keep flying back and forth through it because it's big enough that you can make a curve around it and come right back and go back out and come right back. I think, and then when I get underneath it, it's about 10 foot high. I'm going to try to stay about 5 foot and see if I can do a flip while I'm under it. The only bad part is if you do a flip under and hit something, all it is sand. But I think that would be cool underneath that structure doing a flip.
Yeah.
So last night go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I said last night I was listening to Tammy, and they were talking about the Avata 2 and how she said she didn't really need a drone and all of this, and they were talking about it, and she said she doesn't the motion controller, and likes the sticks. So I put in there. I said, well, the motion controller 3 is pretty good. I said it's got some changes on it, and I said, and if I don't want to do manual, so if I want to do any kind of flips or anything, I could just do the easy acro. And she came back and she says, what is that, like flips or that? She goes, Joe America, that's just a toy thing. Like that. And I went back and said, don't be hating because I could do stuff easier than you do.
Yeah, she poo-pooed that. I watched the rewatch this morning.
Yeah.
She poo-pooed the flips. She said that was a toy drone.
Yeah. Yeah, I said, don't I put in the comments, don't be hating,
Yeah, and you could do some cool video doing some of that, real quick cuts. But I like the 180. You can't do with the toy drone.
Yeah, you can't. That 180 is really good.
So
That
the
video I
180
put out,
is
what was it? Yesterday. What I put out yesterday, out by the little gazebo on the lakefront. I did
Yep.
3 or 4 180s, and that 180 is really nice.
Yeah, and you could do some cool stuff with it, like a car movement or somebody walking, and just be able to capture stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what my plan is for my 72-hour film festival next week, not this weekend, but the next weekend, maybe try some of that with my characters, you know, walking or driving or something, or riding a bike, something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But I looked at, did y'all see Randy's video? He put up Mad Prop?
I did not see Randy's video.
Well, when you get a chance, it's probably about 20 minutes. When you got 20 minutes to spare, watch the whole thing.
Hey,
Okay.
Adrian, how you doing?
And it's his with
Adrian, what's up,
a
Adrian? It was with the Avata 2 yesterday. He flew it in the first flight with it, full manual.
Okay.
And he can fly manual, so he knew what he was doing.
Yep.
And
yep,
I tell you what, I thoroughly, I don't like watching a lot of people do manual because I don't really like a lot of the flips, a lot of the crazy stuff. But the way he flew it, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I mean, I even told him that. I said, I thoroughly enjoyed this flight, you know?
Yeah. I'll have to watch it. Yeah, because you're right. He's FPV all the way.
And I'm telling you, if somebody's got something like that, I'll watch it and I'll kind of pay attention to it and listen to it. I stopped and just sat there and watched the whole thing for the whole 20 minutes. And I came right back. I said, man, that's nice. Because he did a thing where he went up like he was going to do a power roll, and he kind of rolled it and just let it kind of drop and then took off again, coming back down. And that move, I don't know what it's called, but that was pretty cool. And it made me think. I'm wondering if I'm gonna have to try it. You know, I'm wondering if I take that Avata and I go up like that Avata 2 up like that, and I get to where and I look and I start turning it like I'm gonna come down. If I do a flip or a roll and just kind of just point it down, if it would do something like it, you know, you might be able to mimic it. You might be able to mimic it some kind of way.
Sure.
I would love to do that. And then I could sit at the Tammy and I said, now look at this. You know?
Yeah.
Adrian, it's good to see you in the chat. Adrian Mateo has been kind of absent a little bit, but
yeah, he just put out another Adrian Mateo guns video.
Yep.
Yeah, I looked at it the other day. That's a nice little 22. That's a 22 you walk around in Louisiana in the marsh where you got it for snakes.
Gotcha.
Yep. But he was flying, and he was flying this thing. He was taking it because he's got a lot of farmland around him. So he was taking it to other people's farmlands, flying through around their lawns and stuff, coming back. And it was like, damn, he was getting no breakup. And then he'd be coming back, all of a sudden he'd be skimming the trees, skimming the bushes, then he gets down, skimming the ground. And then it looked like he's gonna run into a bush and he comes up and it looked like he just missed him. You know?
Yeah.
But that's somebody that's been flying and he knows the areas like Hot Rod. He knows around his house, all that. It's like muscle memory, you know?
Oh yeah. Yep.
And I mean, he even had it, he had it fly by him in Acro. And I tell you, it flew by him and I guarantee it was more like 4 feet from him. And he just didn't budge, just right by him, you know? But that's confidence. That's when you've been doing it a while and you really know what you're doing. I'm trying to design my intro right now to my videos and try to change it a little. I want to change it a little bit because right now and I might not even change it because I like the intro, but it's 14 seconds long. I want a song similar to it, and I want a lot of the stuff that's on it, but I don't need to have a lot of stuff that's on it. You know, I want it different, a little bit different. I was thinking about putting my lighthouse picture up there because that's the whole reason behind it. That's the whole reason I got a drone so I could fly the lighthouse. And I've got a really great picture of the lighthouse, but it is too busy for intro with all the stuff I want to do, you know? I don't know. I might just give up and leave it.
Okay, Akira show, whatever.
That's Warren. Later, Warren.
Yeah, Warren, you have a good day. I don't know where our Mr. Justin is.
He's here. He's being Barkley. He's sitting in the background lurking.
Ah,
Yeah, he made a comment on my short with Johnny. He said, it's nice to see senior citizens trying to learn how to fly a drone. I told him, I said, where's my middle finger emoji when I need it? I rolled over this morning at 4:30, woke up. I said, yeah, I was awake. That was the worst part about it. Yeah, I was actually waking up. And I said, let me get up and go to the bathroom, and then I'll get ahead and start working those pictures. Got up, went to the bathroom, went back, lay down on bed for a second, rolled back over, and I said, Echo, what time is it? And it said 6:05.
oh boy.
And from 4:30 to 6:05, I have no idea where it went.
That's the way time flies.
Yeah, I mean, I knocked out.
Oh, yeah?
Thank you. How's the listing doing on the Inspire?
I had a guy make me an offer for $500.
Doing things.
I typed in no thanks.
No. No, don't do that. Yeah, I stuck. I changed my listing yesterday instead of both drones, both of the Avatas, just
Good morning,
one, and I
Ed Hassick.
kept some stuff. And then I went and put it on eBay too.
Oh, did you?
So yeah, so I've got it sitting out there on eBay, and I've had I think it's only 8 or 9 people look at it so far, but that's only the first day. It's relative. Stop licking my leg. It's the ball. I put it out there for 1,000 as a starting bid, and because all the stuff that comes with it, and it's reasonably right with everybody else's. So I'm waiting to see if I get a watcher, because if I get a watcher, it means they're going to wait till the last minute.
Oh, yeah, because
But I only put it out.
you
Only
didn't-
put it out there for 5 days.
you didn't put it down anything other than eBay. It's on the clock time, right?
Yeah. No, I got to buy it now on it. If they need it bad enough. Yeah, but the buy it now price had to be a certain amount, and with the 1,300.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's gonna pay 1,300 for it, but you might have the guy that jumps on it. You know, you never know. I would love somebody to do 1,300. Because you figure when I ship it, I don't know what it costs to ship when you tell them you got batteries in it. You know, I think that jumps up to about $40. I might change one thing on there. I might say free shipping would buy it now. So they might think they're getting a deal.
Yeah, Ed, it's on the news. Israel did strike back against Iraq overnight.
Yeah, that was tough last night. I was gonna wonder about that.
Yep.
Yeah, they said that they hit, according to what I was listening to last night, the nuclear facilities that they're making the nuclear stuff with, the weapons,
Yep.
So Iraq said the other day that they were at 0 days, meaning that they, at any point they could start doing nuclear weapons. So they enriched enough in whatever they're doing. So they talk, it's like they said, they could put a nuclear weapon on a ballistic missile, a little smaller. So Israel supposedly yesterday hit the nuclear weapon areas and hit them to kind of stop them a little bit. And then to the north, they went to some airfield where most of the Iraqi Air Force is, and supposedly took out a bunch of their planes. So it's like, and then they were in the part of Hormuz doing other stuff, taking over some other stuff today. So, tell you what, it's on. Whatever it is, it's on. And a guy came on Fox News last night, and he said Israel needs the United States, but the United States needs Israel more than we need you. To Biden.
Yep.
And he's got a point. Because they're the buffer out there.
Biden is such a putz.
Well, yesterday he was at some school talking. Oh Lord. They got a breaking news story right now going on in New Orleans. Tulane University, they got a lockdown at the Tulane School of Medicine. And they got a big thing that says, stay away.
It's a radical Islamic thing.
No, they just got out. You can see all the nurses and doctors that are out in the street, police all over the place, bomb squads, everything. They're just saying, stay away from it. Yeah, they said they don't have a clue what's going on, but they got the bomb squad unit out there too.
I guarantee you they got a clue, but
Oh, they got a clue, just not letting us know yet.
yeah.
But the other thing was like he was at a school yesterday, Biden, and the kids looked like they might have been maybe 5th, 6th grade. And he was saying something to them, and he said something about, yeah, it looks like the kids here are flipping me off.
Huh.
And he said this to 5th grade kids.
Yep.
And then he was at another meeting with he was with the Kennedys, all the old Kennedys that need to go too. Because John Kennedy didn't think the way they think right now.
Right.
And they were all there behind him looking stupid, looking really old and stupid. That's what they were doing.
Supporting Biden. Yep.
And he started talking. Yeah, he started talking. And he was talking about all of a sudden he went off to some country in Africa. I can't remember where it was. And he said how he had an uncle that his plane crashed out there in one of the wars or something like this. And we never saw him again because the cannibals ate him. Okay. He's got to go. You know?
Well, he's a notorious wackadoodle. I don't understand. But you know, the problem is, Joe, the reason there isn't a lot of people looking to get rid of him right now is because you know who automatically would become president?
Oh yeah.
Was the
That can't
goofball
happen.
Camilla.
All I know is there's 200 days till the election. Okay. And if we only have to deal with Kamala for 200 days, that's a blessing. Yeah.
I don't
If
know.
something
I think
happens where she takes
could
over.
do a lot of damage with all of those the radical Northeasterners that want to, give the country away.
The only way she could do some damage right now is if she does executive orders. That's the only way.
And
Because
did you
it never get through the
did you-
House.
Did you see where the one major suburb in Detroit is the biggest concentration of Arabs,
Yeah.
and they in the congresswoman from there was addressing and said death to America.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, she needs to
Congresswoman.
be. Yeah, she needs to be out.
Yep. Oh,
Okay,
she's
right there,
terrible.
that should kick her out of Congress.
She's
And then you
terrible.
got all this. This is the other thing. Everybody that was in New York City saying we are Hamas.
Yep,
yelling at people. Soon as they say that, we are Hamas, you arrest them, they're part of a terrorist group, deport them.
that's right.
You don't have to be here. They arrested a whole bunch of them yesterday.
Yeah, but you know, in New York, they're not gonna do much.
Well, Columbia University, which is another radical school,
Yep,
had enough of them yesterday because they took over the school and asked the New York police to go in and get them. So the New York police went in and drug them all out. So the police department's going to do it, you know.
yeah, but the,
And
the problem is the prosecutors there.
yep, and it's going to change, Paul. It's getting ready. Trust me. We're going to have a different place in 6 months. I'm just hoping that before that 6 months hits, we're not at war. But we got the party that gets us at war, and it puts us in the wars in right now.
Here comes the Northern Venture upbound.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say, here comes Justin.
Huh. No, I think he's kicked back.
He needs to wake his lazy butt up. I'm starting to feel like you on this one thing. I want to change my intro to my drones, but I don't want to change it. You know, I like it and I don't want to change it. I may change the song just to cut it down because it's 14 seconds, but I don't mind the 14 seconds. You know, I might try to cut it down to like 7 seconds, but I don't know the song I want.
Right.
But I like my intro the way it is.
Johnny Drone Flyer put in there, I am up. And then he says, "Oh,
Yeah, well,
you're talking about Justin."
yeah, I don't like change, Johnny. Yeah, I was sitting here at 7 o'clock thinking Johnny was going to go live on Friday morning. So Johnny must be says change it. Joe say must be saying he don't like my intro. And I was thinking of, like I said, I was thinking the reason I bought the drone was because of the what you call it, the lighthouse. I wanted to fly the lighthouse. I've got a really good picture of the lighthouse. I was thinking about putting it as my backdrop for the intro. And but if I put my logo in there, I don't want to off center my logo. I might be able to off center, so it might just be my logo in the lighthouse. But it doesn't look right when I do it, you know.
Yeah.
But I would really like the lighthouse.
Johnny says, "Yo, Joe, you saw my police chase video?"
Yeah, I thought that was a hearse at first. Yeah, Johnny, I saw it. I'm one of those likes on there.
Hey Z, how you doing? Good morning.
Yeah, but I actually thought that it was what you call it. When I saw it the first time, I looked at it. It looked like a hearse. I thought somebody was chasing the police. I thought that was the guy that was chasing, but it was the police.
AZ
I put
said
it on
he
Slack.
thought you bought it because Johnny bought it.
No, no, no. I knew Johnny was buying it, but I looked at it and I said, you know, I like some of the stuff, I like some of the things about it more than the other one. And I like the fact that you get a little more battery time.
Jonathan Jackson, good morning, sir.
Jonathan, what's up, family? And see, when I put the lighthouse and I put my stuff on, it just looks too busy.
Yeah,
Looks distracting. Oh, I don't know.
I gotta pitch some peanut spray back.
Yeah, I have no idea what I want to do with it. Sometimes I get an idea, then I'll think about it, and I'll say, no, I don't like that either.
How do you tag Jonathan Jackson with that font that he has?
What I do is I copy his name and then I just paste it in.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it tags him or not, but at least that's the only way I can get it in.
We'll copy. Let's try I'm going to try the @ sign. And then, oops. I'm going to try the @ sign.
Yeah, but you can't just type his name because that font does that.
Let's see if that does. Does this tag him? Tag. I wonder if that tagged him. I bet that did. Jonathan, did I just tag you on that? Did that work? Thumbs up or down?
So Joe, what time you gotta go do that shoot today? That this afternoon?
I don't have to leave till like 1.
Okay, but that would be like
Be 2 your time.
2 o'clock our time.
Yeah, it's like I gotta go in the back and shave and get a little ready, but I got time.
Yeah, because right now it's what's 8:30 there, right?
Yeah, I got a lot of time. I ought to be putting the pictures together. That's what I ought to be doing. But I got to go to the school and give them to them now too.
Yeah, you
I
should
think I'm gonna
have
do
that
that.
bundle ready.
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? While I'm on here, I'm gonna do the pictures because it's not hard.
There you go.
Let me get all the stuff together.
Get it
That
together.
way I got it take me about an hour to do them all. That's what I should have done that 2 days ago. Not like it's a big box of pictures. It's just one little thing. And this is the junior ROTC headshots. They get dog tags and everything with them. They
Yeah.
want them. There's one little pack of pictures.
Johnny says it's about time you did something, Joe.
You're right. I've had these things for 3 days, and usually I do them the first day. I've just been procrastinating. Sometimes you feel like it, and sometimes you don't. And when I get, hey, see, this is junior OTC, right? When I get football, it's usually about 7 of these, and then the buttons, about 200 buttons. I have that laid out everywhere. Now just sit here and work, you know? You can't have anything on to bother you. But
I'm gonna screen share something that, Laura
that's the
posted.
pictures.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a little headshot, like,
There you go. Are you ready? It's a
oh
short.
Lord.
Let's see, do I have, okay. Talk about AI.
Itchy, no.
Hey, Lance,
Yeah,
do you guys focus at all on AI in your photography class?
there just a little bit. We're starting to, and I'm approaching the district and wanting to do more. I'm hoping that they purchase Kyber for me. Have you gone to Kyber.ai?
Yeah,
Mhm.
And it does video and images, and it's fairly cheap. It's like, $10 a month or something like that. And I really want them to. That site, and I'm sure a lot of sites are 18 and older, so they're kind of poo-pooing me right now, saying, "Hey,
Yeah,
kids are too young. You only get to, you only get to service the seniors basically, and the younger kids are all
well, I'm
out
sure
of the
that
loop."
most people have mixed emotions about the future of AI, but it's here and I don't think it's gonna go away. It's just gonna get bigger.
Up
I
everyone in the
agree,
chat.
and we need it's the old adage, use it for good, not evil. That's what I tell the kids in social media is, hey, use it for good, not evil. And I always tell them the story about me meeting up with Scott Kelby and him sending me an image that I would have never ever gotten if I didn't follow him on Twitter. And I said, hey, can you take this picture while you're there? He did. He sent it to me, and it's a great story. And that was 15 years ago when he and I hooked up and did that.
so you hear
And I tell
this
the
is the
kids,
dog tag, right?
That's
There you
go.
that's the that is a perfect example of using
That's
it
your
for
son,
good.
right?
No, that's the dog tags I do for the junior OTC. To get the
Oh,
headshot on a dog tag.
What
that's
y'all
nice.
talking about AI?
Yeah,
It's about time you got up, Justin.
Feel like I do that with them.
I've been up. I just didn't realize what time it was. I was doing something on the computer.
You suck. No, you
Yeah, I
don't.
told you it
weren't.
was lurking.
Well, the one good thing about, I would say, AI at the moment, since there's no regulations on it, is at least some of them are putting safety measures in it so it can't be used nefariously, like ChatGPT. They're
Yeah.
constantly trying to plug holes in it so people can't try to use it to do, really awful shit with it. But that doesn't mean people aren't always, poking at it to see what they can do with it. But it's getting better by the
Watch
month and
yourself.
not by the year.
oh yeah, it's growing.
But they definitely got to get some kind of regulations in place so that shit can't get out of control. I said, if you watch that robot documentary about AI on Netflix, it gives you a really good idea about it. That medical group that was doing medical studies with AI, they hooked it up to a computer, asked it to come up with the medical solutions to medical issues, and it started pumping out different things, was coming up with all this new type of medical treatments and everything. But then they decided, well, let's see what it does if we say build something 10 times worse than VX gas. And it started pumping out all kinds of shit that was 10, like compounds they'd never even heard of. That were 10, like 1,000 times worse. And then the government pulled them in there. A bunch of the government agencies had them come to the White House and do a whole spiel on how they figured it out. they thought they did it on some big ass supercomputer. It was just an old, like 8-year-old MacBook that they hooked this thing up to. Freaked out a bunch of government agencies.
Yeah, well, it's sad when they get called out.
Yep.
Yeah, they thought this program was running on some supercomputer and it was like, it wasn't all
Yeah.
that big of a deal. But then when they realized
Commodore 64.
I mean, if you want to compare to what they thought it was running on, yeah, it would be like running on a Commodore. And they were
Jonathan says
surprised.
hello to you, Justin.
What's up, Jonathan? Everybody else in the chat, what's up? Yeah, it's a really good documentary, though. I mean, everybody that talks about AI, I keep telling them go watch it because it gives you a good perspective. It shows you scientists and military contractors on both sides, and they give, you got some scientists that think it's a bad idea and some that think it's a good idea. So you get both perspectives from a lot of different professionals in different fields.
Loki move.
Well, I guess the perspective issue would be whatever it is in your mind as an individual, in your mind, what you would like to see or develop or whatever. And everybody's not on the same page.
Well, that's what I'm
Yep.
saying. It gives you both perspectives from a lot of professionals, from military contractors to bioengineers to, all these different people, computer experts. Like these are all people on top of their fields, but they all give different perspectives on what they think AI is either good or bad.
Wait
So
a
it's not one-sided. You get a good idea from all these different people. And then you have to kind of make up your own decision from after watching it, what you think.
Well, that brings up the idea that of the old adage, I know I can do that, but should I do that?
Right.
Just because I can, should I, right? Just because I can doesn't mean I should.
Because the way that
Yep.
some of these experts describe AI, it's almost like it's the next, it's Oppenheimer all over again.
Yeah. Hey, Lance.
So-
So that's what the headshots I do for them.
Oh yeah, nice, very nice. Yep,
And
and I love the lighting. Hold it up again. I love the lighting.
Hold it up again.
one more.
I'll spotlight you.
that's the headshot. And I do the dog tags if they want a
Okay.
dog tag.
And is that ambient light or do you use a flash?
That's
Camera
all
left,
strobes. All strobe.
Yeah, camera left.
Yeah, I'll do it's flashpoint, flashpoint strobes. And what I do is I set them up to where all I want to do is make sure I got the green screen illuminated in the back, and I get just enough on his face, and then I could lighten it up a little bit.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Hey,
Gotta-
Daryl, W.
I don't
Drone.
have numbers, so I got to look at names, on the pictures and make sure I got them right.
What's up, Daryl?
Jody's here.
Getting my Avada batteries all charged up. I'm going to fly a greenhouse, do a commercial for the broadcast. See how it turns out.
And all in uniform like this, they almost all look alike. The hardest part of this shoot is making sure they got them in the right order when they make them put their names down and come in the right order off a list that's given to me, and making sure they don't skip spaces, because then you got them all, you're off for the whole class. And then you got to turn around and put the name on every picture, so that when you get them back, the name's on the back and the title, like the picture number, so that you can look at them and find the name quick. That's the hard part.
I like that feature, but you're right, it's time consuming because you put it in your metadata or your file.
Yeah. On every one of them before I even put them in green screen. I go in there and if I might take two pictures. I'll go in there and I'll put like this year, I put 2024 _ 03, meaning March. And I put the name and then left the regular picture number in the back. So that I know in 2024 in March, that if I need a picture from then, I know I shot Junior OTC, I could just type that in on a search and all of those pictures from that month will come up. If I can't find it for some reason. But they're all in different folders, so like Junior OTC has its own folder.
What's up, Mike? Johnny, how's it going? Johnny said, about time you do something, Joe.
Yep.
I did something. I ransacked his house when he was gone.
Gypsies in the Palace.
I see, for all you Swifties out there, overnight she released her 2 new albums.
That would be me.
Taylor Swift.
About to say you're talking to the wrong crowd.
I'm her #1 fan, of course, and you guys know why.
You might want to tell people why.
She reached out to my daughter and her friend
Yeah.
who had cancer.
Yeah, you said that. I remember that.
Yeah, and welcomed them backstage back in the tour that they did in 28. She did in 2018 or 17. I forget which one it was. But anyway, my daughter's friend is cured, so she's cancer free right now, in remission. So just
Good.
good. But they took a picture of Taylor and the 2 girls. It was kind of cool. And like I said, she really did some special stuff for them. So
Well, she out of a lot of the entertainers, I would say she's the most sensitive, the most friendly, and non-aloof person on the planet.
yeah, she's good. She's good.
Daryl says he's out detecting methane. Wonder if he
What he's
uses
doing,
it.
walking the field, lighting a match?
No, I think he's flying it. I think, but Daryl works for a company that's got a lot of drones, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, Justin, you asked me about sleep good at night, right? Look at this package, okay? 1 picture, 1, 2, and 3, right?
Uh-huh.
I charge $30. Okay. Each one of these sheets of paper cost me $1.34.
That's not a bad profit margin at all.
No, it's not.
What
How
do you
much
pay
the
for shipping?
dog? Yeah, you just deliver them to the school in a big bundle, right? And they hand
Yeah,
them
I'm
out.
gonna bring these to Junior OTC. And when I do football, I'll have boxes of them because I'll have maybe 180 orders, 170 orders. I go sit there. I'll go and tell the coach, okay, I'll be here after practice. Tell them when they walk by me, get them. I'll do it 2 days like that. I'll sit there 2 days. After that, the coach gets them.
What do you do with how much those dog tags run them?
I'll charge them. Like if they get a C package, it goes to $35, and they'll get a dog tag. But the dog tag costs me $5 to make. But I'm actually adding about $10 to the package. And if they buy them by themselves, it's $10. So I'll make 100% on that. But the problem you got is I'm gonna start doing it to where you can order dog tags for the initial order. After that, you can't, because I got 3 dog tags on the order I got to place right now, and that goes through the same company. I'm gonna contact them about this. But when you go to the dog tag side, the metal side, they're gonna charge me $7 shipping. And then when I do the other one, I don't meet the shipping, they're gonna charge me $7 shipping. So that's $14 right there. So sometimes you gotta take the hit on it. But I'm gonna say, is there any way that I could combine these two orders, like send them to you together and then only pay one shipping? But I think it's two separate places, so that's what I'm thinking. And I did sell $50 worth of pictures, and it's gonna probably cost me about $20. So I'll still make $30, you know?
Did you see what Sarah put in the chat to you, Joe?
Yeah, now that I
No.
know what he pays
I
for,
can't see the chat.
I'm gonna offer him $250.
She says, Joe, when Justin and I renew our vows in 2027, will you be our photographer?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, now that I know his prices, I'm gonna offer him $2.50.
No, that's just my prices. That's not my time.
What's up, Dre?
Hey, Dre, good to see you.
That's not my time, dude. You know? Now I tell you what I'm gonna push, what I'm really
That'd be 20 years.
important firmware update notifications. New firmware for the Avata 2 is ready. Just came through. Johnny, go upgrade and let me know.
It's gonna let you do a loop-de-loop now.
Now it's gonna ask you to do the loops. It's gonna say, don't be hating.
What's up, Dusty? Hey,
Sarah, Sarah's already making plans for your 20th anniversary. She's got it's going to be a costume party.
When is the anniversary? What month?
Be October 27th. Dusty, click that link I put in the chat there.
What date is that? What day is it?
Oh,
Y'all
shit,
probably gonna do a weekend though, right?
I don't know. She'd be the one planning all that shit. I don't know idea.
Yeah, so that means I may have to fly down on my private jet and then fly back because that's football season.
Why didn't you get married on Halloween, Justin?
She actually wanted to do that. I can't remember exactly why we didn't do that.
Years ago, I did a Mardi Gras wedding. The bride was the queen, and the groom was the king.
That is going to be on a Wednesday.
Yeah, but you're not gonna do it on a Wednesday.
I don't know that. You'd have to ask Sarah. Like I said, she'd be the one planning all that.
And by 2027, I'm probably not gonna be doing football anymore. Anyway.
Yeah, Dusty, click that link in the chat. That's some outtakes from you and Donald on the last live show.
Now, when I bring these to the master guns, I don't know how he can get away with half the stuff he tells these kids. You know, I don't know how he does it. But
That was on a Wednesday. You got married in 2004?
Do what?
Did
You
you
gotta
get
think
married
about
in 2004?
No. 2027 would be 20 years.
Yeah, but 20
27.
years.
So 07,
Yeah.
October of 07. My daughter was about 3 weeks old.
So you got Sarah says you got married the Saturday before Halloween that year.
Yeah, she wanted to do a Halloween wedding, and like I said, I can't. Yeah, okay, that's why. It's because of what day it fell on.
Well, that wedding I did, that Mardi Gras wedding, it was the Friday before Mardi Gras, and we did it out at Destrehan Plantation. Beautiful place, right? And I didn't know until I got there, and they said it was being sponsored, and they had video crew coming in that was going to do it national. And I didn't have any clue to what they were talking about. And when we got there, because it was a Mardi Gras wedding and they wanted to get it and make it look really nice, Penthouse Magazine sponsored it, and they had about 15 of the bunnies of their Penthouse playmates there, dressed as scantily as they could, and they were around doing video the whole time. So I took more pictures of them than I took of the bride and groom.
I'll take that suggestion under advisement for mine. Sarah said my great grandparents were married on Halloween, the year of the Depression. I was very close with them. They were married for 72 years.
There you
That's a long ass time.
Yeah.
go.
As I said, you listen.
Well, you're gonna get hit tonight.
Imagine
You see
that
your
though,
screw-
man. You hear those people say, "Oh, I've been married 30 years." That ain't shit to 72 years.
What you needed to say was, "That's not long enough."
Dude. That's pretty much your whole life, Paul.
Yep.
Because they lived
That's
until they were in their
more than
90s. So. Yeah, they lived till they were in their 90s. So
Yeah. I can't imagine living that long. Oh, last night too, Justin, I went and hooked up the new box that I got from Comcast, and I got my TVs back working again.
okay. So you don't
Proud
think you
of
have
you.
to have them come
Oh,
out
no,
and look
no,
at
I
it?
do, because the one in the living room, it doesn't want to link to I've got two controllers, the one that they discontinued and the other, another one. And one will turn the TV on and off. The other one was the only one you can control the.
Yeah, because you got to reprogram it.
Yep.
The new controller. Yeah, well, you can have the guy come out Tuesday and just overlook everything, make sure it's all hooked up, and you can do your controller and all that.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, if they already got them scheduled to come out, you might as well let them come out and double check everything.
Come out Tuesday.
Who the hell? What this? There's another A with a dog tag.
None of your business. How you doing? Hope you're doing okay. I know you've been in and out of personal issues.
He's been busy himself on YouTube. He's been doing quite a bit of live streams over on Dred's channel.
Okay.
So he's got his own little thing he's doing on YouTube. They go live quite a bit over there. So. Oh, there's Nunya right there popping on the panel.
Hey, Nanya.
What's up, Eddie?
How you doing? He's still connecting to audio.
He's got to click the OK thing. Should be something that says OK on the screen.
Okay.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, you're muted too.
There we go.
There you go.
Nunya,
So-
what's your screen name over on that channel? Is it Magic?
Yeah, Magic. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice
That's what I
wheels,
thought.
Eddie.
So I thought it was.
Really appreciate you having showed up as well, Justin.
Yeah, because I keep referring to you as Nunya in the chat, and everybody else. kept
Yeah, it's
calling
okay. Yeah, they're like, who the heck is that, right?
me.
Yeah. Give me a second. My audio cord is twisted. Give me a second. Uh, Again, we really appreciate having you, Justin. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, not a
Well,
problem.
You wouldn't even be seeing me right now if it weren't for Justin.
So
Appreciate it, brother.
if you well, I guess we could make a new saying, Eddie.
This is
Eddie
what I
by
got,
any
chat.
other
Has
name
anyone seen it?
would be Magic or
Yeah,
Nunya.
yeah, Magic, the Magic
Yeah.
Ninja.
Was that
So
the
none
Wonka
yet.
Is it
DVD?
good?
So Nunya,
I
that's who
haven't
we have
watched
to
it.
blame, Justin.
Okay. Right?
No, I haven't
Justin,
Is it
watched
you
that
good?
should
movie.
give him a camera.
Don't know. Haven't seen it.
We have to blame Justin for that, right? That we can see. That's all right. We're glad we can see it.
What is that?
Uh,
Is that a 59 right there, Chevy or Cadillac?
Yeah, that's Christine. Plymouth. 57?
I'm thinking.
Probably a 57 because of the
Looks like,
Yeah.
it
wings.
looks like the year
Looking
of
at
the
the
wings.
fenders, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Looking at the
Yeah, that
Christine.
was the year of the wings.
Yeah, it's Christine from the movie.
the wings, yeah.
Yeah. 57 Plymouth Fury? I think it's a 57 Fury.
I had
think.
I had a Chevy Vega. I used to have a woman's name for it too.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just said bitch every once in a while about it.
I want to shout you out, USA,
Yes,
for
sir.
upholding your promise. Okay, really appreciate that.
What
Thank you for
promise?
upholding the Constitution. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Appreciate
thank
it.
I'm still got it in my back pocket.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
hey, Nunya, go down to where it says mute. Hit that little arrow.
Okay. Wait, mute.
And
Little
go to
arrow.
audio.
Yeah.
Go to
Little
audio
arrow.
settings,
Okay.
and then set your background noise to high.
Background noise to high. How do I do that?
Where it says audio profile.
Audio profile. I don't see. I see select microphone, select speaker.
You don't
Audio
have Zoom
settings.
background noise removal.
Audio settings. I don't see it. Okay, we're gonna have to do this again. Okay, let me go back to it. Pull up the arrow, microphone select. Select the speaker. I don't see that.
Hold on.
You're gonna have to do it with me so I can figure it out.
Do you have this right here?
No?
Can you see that? You can't see that, can you?
Yeah, I can, but that's not. I picked the little thingy where there's mute is. I pick up the little thingy. It says select a microphone, select speaker.
You don't have that right there?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, I'm not. Okay, maybe I'm not seeing it. Okay. All I saw was the chat when you did that.
Okay. So you don't
I
have
see
anything
the
that says,
little where you say YouTube and there's a little thingy.
you don't have anything under audio that says audio profile under where it says test mic?
Select microphone. Headset, high definition, microphone. No.
Oh, okay. I don't know why you don't have that. Huh? Let's say because you got a little bit of wind background. Like
Oh,
a
I
fan or
can
something.
fix that. No, I can fix that. Here, how's that?
Yeah, that's a little better.
Better?
Yeah.
I got a fan going. That's what it was.
What's up, Donald?
What up, fam? Hope y'all are well. Okay, now I gotta figure out how to. There we go. Mm,
Hey,
You got me.
Justin, they're showing Pelicans home court. They got a game tonight. They win the end, they lose, they outright. So they got the weather guy out there doing the weather broadcast from the court, and he's sitting back there right at about half court, and he's bouncing the ball around and that, and he puts it up all net. The weather guy,
Oh my
all
god.
net.
I don't know if y'all know, but trying to shoot from half court, that's a long way. That's not an easy
Oh, it
shot.
is. I mean, I
That's
saw
a
him
long
dribbling, and
way.
he went, and they followed the ball all net.
Yeah,
I said, look at
that
this.
is a long way. Like I gotta loft it just to
Now
get it
you
there.
couldn't see that probably one of the best players on the Pelicans was behind him shooting.
There was a guy. I watched a video on it. There was that guy that made that half court shot, and then the
Yeah.
team didn't want to pay it,
Mm-hmm.
and they were
Yeah,
supposed
yeah.
to
I
give him
think
like
I know
a
what you're
half
talking
million.
about. He was like some kind of contest, like you have to make it
Yeah.
or something.
And it was for like a $500,000 or $1 million, and then the
Yeah, and they didn't want
insurance
to give him his
company.
money. Mm-hmm.
There was actually an insurance company that they insured the contest through that was supposed to pay out if the guy made it, and then they refused to pay it out. And I think it was Michael Jordan or Shaq or one of these guys.
Someone
ended up
came through.
Yeah, ended up paying the guy the money because the team
Okay.
refused to do it, and there was a big old
Whoever
lawsuit
you
over it.
are, that's what's up. Shout out.
I think it might have been Shaq or Michael Jordan. I can't remember.
This happened with the lottery, I think in Oklahoma or something like that. These people won, and they're like, well, we don't have the money. Wait, what? Right? Like, what? They sued, and they ended up winning because
Hello, Donald.
they were trying to keep them from getting their winnings.
Oh, did you ever watch that movie? What the hell? Hold on, let me look it up real quick.
Right? Yeah. They try keeping, dude. Those funds are set already before the lottery even happens. You're going to tell me you don't have the money? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, right? Like what?
When I used to work EMS, I worked at Treasure Chest Casino for a while, and we had a lot of dignitaries that came in. And one night we had Felicia Rashad, Ahmad Rashad,
Okay.
Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of who his wife. We had a Eric Morton from the Saints, one of the wide receivers. The governor of Louisiana, Edwin Edwards, all of them were there.
Okay.
And they were at one blackjack table playing. So me being EMS, I have to be there in case one of them fall out because they don't want to wait. You got to be in the vicinity. So I stood
Okay.
about
Okay.
6 feet from Michael Jordan. I'm just standing
Okay.
there, and he looks over at me and says, "What do you do?" I said, "Medical." He goes, "So they got you up here because of us?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "But it's fine. I'm good." I
Okay.
said, I like to see what y'all doing. So we talked for about 10 minutes, and his wife kept betting $100 bets, and he kept yelling at her for taking hits she shouldn't have taken. He kept saying, "Quit doing that. You're losing money," like that, you know. So we're sitting there, and I'm just smiling. And he looks over at me, and he says, "It looks like you're just perfectly calm standing there." I said, "Yes, sir." You know, he does. And he goes, "Go call me Michael." I said, "Okay." You know, so he said something else. I said, "Yes, sir." You know.
Okay.
and we're going through like this. And when they were getting ready to leave, he looks over at me, and he reaches over, and he reached out to shake my hand. He shakes my hand, and I felt something in my hand, right? And I
Yeah.
turned around and looked, and it was $200 chips
Okay.
like that. And he said,
You know,
"Thank you
Mike comes
for being
across like a real human to me. I don't know if he is, but he sure does come across like a
Oh, you're full of
laid-back human
crap,
to me.
Donald.
with." Yeah, that was fun.
That's cool. That's cool. You got to meet him. That's
I wasn't
awesome.
worried about him. I was looking at Felicia Rashad.
She was worried. Oh, okay. Say no
She
more.
was sitting right
All
across.
right.
I was just watching her.
She was looking
Actually,
good, right? Looking good.
Oh,
Okay.
I would say out of all
Good
the
woman.
basketball players, Shaq's probably the most giving.
Yeah, he probably is the most giving. He's also the most down to earth.
Yeah, did you ever see his video where he talks about the Ring doorbells?
No, I'm gonna have to check that out.
What he did was he went to the security guy. He said he wanted to put cameras around his house, right? So he gets a hold of the security company. A guy wanted to charge him 20 grand to put up cameras.
Mhm.
And he's like, no, that's too expensive. Calls up another guy. A guy had
Who was that,
wants
Shaq?
to- yeah, some other guy
Yeah.
wanted to do it for like 20 or 30 grand. He was like, no. So he happens to be walking through like Best Buy or Walmart or something one day. And he looks down and he sees a Ring doorbell camera. And this
Yeah,
was
Ring
before
doorbell.
Amazon bought them. And they were, they weren't well known. And Shaq decided to buy one and he installed it. And he goes over to like Japan or China or some shit for a trip. And he realizes that, oh, man, I can look at my front door from halfway across the world. This is cool.
Mhm.
Well, he gets a hold of the guy from Ring, invests in it. And then, like a year or so later, Amazon ended up buying it for a bunch of money. And he was actually one of the first big investors in Ring doorbells.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Because he said, he
Well,
goes,
let
I'm
me
not
tell you-
paying some dude 20 grand to put up cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you about Shaq. He hangs out in Walmart. You know,
Okay.
he'll go in
Yeah.
Walmart all the time, and he'll walk
Okay.
up there and see people like a family with a bunch of kids or something, and he'll walk up and they'll be getting their groceries and that, and he'll walk up and pay the groceries. That's just how he
Okay.
is.
He actually holds the record for the most money spent in a Walmart at one time.
Yeah,
I bet he does.
$2 million.
Ain't none of us got it.
I want to say it was like 20 grand or so, 25,000, something
Yeah,
like that.
he bought a whole bunch of stuff.
It was a bunch of Christmas
TVs,
shit.
every room.
Yeah, the one where he broke the record, it was him buying a bunch of Christmas toys for like Toys for Tots and stuff like that.
Mhm.
He went in and bought a bunch of families Christmas. But yeah, he's very down to earth.
I mean, we've seen this from people before, right? Like, oh, what's his name? Comedian, Bill Cosby. We
Yeah.
all thought he was wholesome. Come to find out, right? I really don't feel like that's the way he is. I really do feel you, Justin. I think he's really wholesome. I think he really is.
I
sure
don't
hope
know.
so. I sure hope so.
There was one clip I saw of Shaq. He was there with a bunch of his entourage, and he was standing there. And this little kid, about 4 years old, 3 or 4 years old, come running up and hugged him on the leg. And he reached down to pet the kid, and the bodyguard took the kid and moved him away. Right?
Mhm.
Shaq stopped the bodyguard, walked over there, went over, picked up the kid and everything else. You know?
Yeah. Mhm.
Get back.
He really does seem like
Down to
a
earth.
trustworthy dude. Yeah.
And I tell you, I need to go to some of the LSU games, though. I need to go shoot some LSU basketball games because he's always at LSU basketball game. And I guarantee I get to meet him. Knowing him, he'd come over and say, let me take some pictures, man.
not even playing,
Yeah.
not just playing the game, he's a fan too. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'd hand him
He's
the
a
camera,
fan,
let him
too.
take all the pictures he wants.
This is what I'm going to be doing this week, chat. Probably can hardly see him.
Frisbee golf.
Yep. Yep.
I tell him to autograph my camera afterwards.
Yep.
What's that?
Frisbee
Philip?
golf. Yep.
Shaq's net worth is 500 million.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you can't believe everything you see on there because every celebrity that I've heard of, including one of my favorites, you see in the Hatchet Man in the background, they flat out said it's a lie. It's nah. Maybe our net worth is that much, but we don't have that kind of money.
Well, there's
So
a
you gotta be
difference
careful.
between being asset rich and paper rich.
Right.
You can be rich, but not
Yeah.
paper rich.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
just have a lot of assets that are worth a lot of money. But because you have that, you in a way,
Mhm.
you're credit rich because you can have credit cards with unlimited spending and you do have money, but you're not like cash rich. You know what I'm
What up,
saying?
my
It's hard
boy?
to say.
What up, JJ? Recovery Drone. Who else is in chat? East Coast Thrills. Sarah. What up, Sarah? What up? W.
Jay's in the chat, Adrian.
Yeah, most
Lance.
billionaires' money's just all on paper.
Waypoint. What up, y'all? Really appreciate you showing up, Justin. We really appreciate it. We every time we see you, they're like, "Who's that guy?" He's like, "Ah, you don't know him, but I do."
Now, I've
Yeah,
been over
Ralph.
there enough that a lot of your people in your chatters
Yeah,
know who I am now. So.
yeah, they're starting to. I'm trying to bring them over to your channel too. I was gonna play that murder game with you guys this last weekend, but we were so busy doing stuff for the stream, I didn't have time to do it.
Oh, you're good. We've been looking for 2 more people to play. It's just some people we know that played aren't really interested in playing that game, and then
This bumped up.
I think it's fun though.
Yeah, it's a good game. Yeah, it's great. It's a great game.
Problem is, you got to find people when you're playing a game. You got to find people that are all interested in it. Not everybody's interested in all the different games. So.
How's the weather over there, Paul? Gonna
Dark.
fly today?
Dark,
What's up, Randy?
dingy, and rainy.
Yeah, a little bit rainy here, like misty rain.
Yep.
You gonna fly today?
I doubt it. Now,
How's Mia?
Unless it gets really sunny real fast, and we're supposed to maybe get a break in the clouds and everything later this afternoon. We'll see. Right
How's
now,
our
according to the weather, my rain was supposed to have stopped by 9 o'clock this morning. Well, it's still sprinkling right now.
Yeah, still sprinkling here too. How's our Mia doggy?
Mia is hanging in there. She's getting older by the minute, just like the rest of us.
It is what it is. Give her a hug for me.
I'll tell you, she gets excited when company comes to the house.
Don't tempt me again. Okay.
Like the when my tenant upstairs comes down, boy, she just can't stand it unless he spends all.
She
the
goes
time.
crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
She wants to snuggle and cuddle and.
Much love, JJ. I just had to check in with you guys. You know I do this once in a while. I don't want to overdo it, but
Yeah, I understand.
I just wanted to check in with you guys and let you know how much I love you and
You're always welcome to pop in.
happy, right?
Yep.
Hug Mia for me, and same thing with you, Justin. Hug the doggies for me and the fam. I'll be around.
And Eddie, you should tell him he should snuggle with his wife. They're thinking about having another kid.
No,
Really?
we're not. No.
The think is not a thing. Okay, he ain't thinking about nothing.
I don't want another
Okay.
kid.
I think Justin announced that he was pregnant.
Hey, you want another mouth to feed, Justin?
No. I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah. I think you do.
Hey, get a big tax credit.
Well, you went on the other day about how much your wife, every time she gets around a baby, she thinks about how she'd love to have another one.
Most girls do that like being around babies. They get that baby fever, but
You know
trust me,
what?
it passes.
I have to say this, Justin. If someone's gonna have another kid, at least you're a good dad, and at least they have a good dad. Okay.
Well, there you go. So there's
if somebody's gonna have one, you deserve it.
Eddie's voting for you and
No,
Sarah.
I don't want another kid.
You don't want it, but if someone's gonna do it, I'm glad it's you. She's pissed. She's like, right now she's in the background, like
Yeah,
the
exactly.
little baby mama in the background.
Hey guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to
Okay,
go
Lance.
fly the
Take
Have a
Atlantic.
nice day.
We'll see you this
See you later,
afternoon.
Lance.
All right, we'll see you.
Yeah, baby mama in the background, like, you
So-
better not.
So, Justin, are there any plans or anything, or
Plans for what?
He's like, don't even talk about it again, right? He's
Well,
like,
you-
stop.
you're at an
Like-
age,
like-
you're at an stage in
You
life
better
where
not.
You can plan
Adding
it.
another room.
When do you want to have this baby?
No, I don't want another baby.
He already said, I am out. Don't check me in. I'm out. Check the
Wanna
box
be-
that says no. Okay. Like I
Yeah,
said, if it does happen, at least they got a good dad.
Night Train says all the fun is in the trying.
How many you got right now? You got 3 already, right, Justin?
yeah, I have 3. Yeah,
And
two girls
dogs.
and a boy.
Okay.
And 2
Someone to
dogs.
carry your name on? We don't have that in my family, unfortunately.
He's got 2
Yeah.
pupper dogs too, Eddie.
Yeah, he does. Yes, he does.
I got 3, 2 girls and a boy.
Okay.
There's
There's
there's as many cousins and stuff I have. There's plenty of guys in my family.
Yeah, not in my family. We have one boy from the youngest family member who has a boy. It's
My
the only one.
My grandma had 9 kids and like 18 or 20 grandkids, and at least over half of them are boys. So
Every single one of my cousins, except for the one, all girls.
and what's funny is like
Okay, wait.
there was a picture of my dad and all his brothers when they were little, and then
Mhm.
they did the same picture of us when we were around the same age,
Mhm.
and all the boys look exactly like their dads to a T. The only way you could tell the difference between the pictures is how old the picture looked of when my dad. They took a picture of my dad because of the coloring and everything. You could tell it was an older
Mhm.
picture. But yeah, they all
Mhm.
look exactly like their dads.
Man, the universe is going to get somebody who looks even more like Justin. Oh, boy. Here we go.
Night Train says 1 hour to go before round 2 in his colostomy.
Okay. I hope you're feeling well.
Colonoscopy, not colostomy.
Hope you're
Colonoscopy.
feeling well.
Who's
Not a
that?
good place to be.
Who's that?
Mike, and he's not
Mike.
allowed to eat anything, so he's super hungry.
Yeah, he's really
Oh
hungry.
man.
Oh, dude, when I had to go 12 hours without no water or food before they did that kidney stone procedure, oh my god, dude, that sucked my mouth.
Would they
Dude, I
do the
was so-
lasers?
Yeah, and I was so dehydrated too.
Okay.
Like, fuck, dude, they wouldn't even let me have ice chips or anything.
Okay.
Oh, it sucked.
Well, they inserted a great big tube inside of him too, Eddie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the cats were playing with it when he was walking.
Oh, they weren't.
They weren't, but they wanted to.
That'd have been a
Okay.
dead cat too.
You better get out of my face, cat.
It was.
I had. I
It
haven't
wasn't
had
his
food.
face that they were into.
Right?
Yeah.
Night Train hasn't had any food since Wednesday night.
I thought it was only like 24 hours for your procedure.
Well, I got to
Liquid
see the
diet,
doc in
okay.
next month.
I was about to say you had to have eaten something, but yeah, he's eating a liquid diet all day yesterday.
Mm. Sounds great.
Yeah, we're.
A little bit more pea soup in my diet. Okay.
I'm 69 years old and I've never had one, right? And
You're 69
the doctor
years
told me
of
the other day, it's time to have one. And I told him, I said, why should I have one when when I have a PET scan every year and it doesn't show any issues like that? He said, well, you still need to go in there and check for polyps and things like this. I said, well, look, they're not doing anything. So now they got me scheduled for one next month. And I tell you what, I am not looking forward to it.
I agree, but I can tell you this. The fact that you have some kind of coverage, take advantage of it, brother, because if you don't, you're wasting your money. So make sure you're
Well,
taking
my coverage changes next month, and I go from having to pay $50 to $150.
Okay.
So, but at least I'm still doing it, so I'm gonna
So
see
it's
make a
1
decision.
1 month before your coverage changes.
Yeah,
It's going
Right.
to cost you an extra $100.
Mhm.
Well, I called them and
Yeah,
asked
they ain't
them,
fooling
"Can I get in
nobody, are
this
they?
month?" No,
Mhm.
they couldn't get me in till next month.
Did you
Well,
tell him you'd be on the will call list?
Yeah, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna probably cancel. I'm gonna cancel. I'm gonna tell them, get me the Cola Guard, and I'll take that first.
There you go.
Okay. I mean,
maybe
I
the
ain't
doctor,
I'll go poop in the box.
maybe the doctor just liked the way you look from behind. I don't know.
He wants you around. Okay.
It's like I
I'll
like
go
what I
poop in the
see.
box and give the shit to UPS and let them ship the shit. You know.
Yeah, that's
That guy's got
something
a
else.
nice shooter. Bring him in next month. We need to see that guy next month. What
Yeah,
the?
I did that about 5 years ago, and I knew the UPS guy real good. And I had his phone number, and I called him. I said, Mike. I said, Mike. I said, I got some shit for you. I got some shit for you to send back.
Oh
And he goes,
man.
okay, I'll be over there. When I handed it to him, he fell out. He said, oh, that's funny.
Oh man. I wish this rain would stop. I got a new RC plane. I really would like to fly it, and I can't.
Well, we're not raining right now, but I wish the sun would come up.
It's like misty rain. It's not like not even rain. It's like that foggy rain kind of rain.
Hey, Paul, you see, it didn't take that long. I'm finished.
There you
Yeah.
go. And a boy.
I've just
Yeah.
been procrastinating, you know.
Yep.
But that's the order right there, and my profit on that was $572.
Jonathan.
Yeah, photography wise, this year, I looked at it yesterday. I paid $3,400 already this year in photography.
Good for you.
Are those all American flags up in there?
Well, no, it's
Oh no, that's the cover.
It's
no,
ROTC.
it's
Junior
ROTC
OTC headshots.
pictures.
Okay.
And so he's got one for every one of the ROTC candidates.
Well, not all of them. There's only about 25 people that order, and there's like 75 of them.
I did ROTC, but it was Air Force. We didn't have I went to Detroit public schools, and we had a school that taught you airframe and power plant and stuff like that. And they didn't have a gym, so we had to do ROTC.
Yes.
That was our PE, ROTC.
My son's in that. He signed up for next year too.
That made me tuck my long hair up under my hat.
Next year will be his second year in it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Which one is it?
ROTC.
Which one? Air Force, Army. Army?
Yeah.
Okay. They give you
I think it's Army.
they give you one stripe if you do ROTC if you do enlist, they give you your first stripe.
It'd be private first class.
Because it takes you out of
I
ground
think-
school.
I also think that I don't know if they still do it, but they used to give you by being an Eagle Scout, you would get bumped up a rank or two when you'd go in the
Mhm.
military.
Yep.
If you completed your Eagle Scout.
Don't
I
be
don't know if
sorry,
they
Train,
still
it's
do
okay.
that,
I love the D. As much as I hate it, I love it too.
but you love the D, really?
Yep. I sure do. I sure do.
Somebody clipped that.
Somebody just quoted that. Don't I didn't say it a second time. Don't tell nobody else. Don't tell nobody else. Detroit is a wonderful place. It's kind of like a lot of places in this world that are just ghetto and broken. Okay. There's a lot of places, Ohio, Chicago, New Orleans, California, LA. LA is just ridden with crime. Okay. I feel you. It ain't just me.
Our schools in Florida went from 34th in the country to number 3 now.
3 years in there. Okay.
In the
All
past like 5 or 7 years, we went from 34th to number 3.
Yeah, Detroit's pretty big. You're not wrong. You sound like you know. Mm-hmm. Pretty big. Yeah, he did say it. He did. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, quote away. It's fine. I love the D. It is what it is. All right. I said it a second time. You got to be from around here to know. Paul's from Port
I mean,
Huron. Like,
I love California and I miss it, but I would never want to live there at this particular moment.
I'm pretty
It's
sure
'cause,
he knows.
You
all the
miss
crap that's going
California,
on.
don't you?
I mean, I like California's a beautiful state. It's a nice place to live when it's not ran by a bunch of jackasses.
Crime, gangs, jerks. Can we just
Well,
get rid of these fools already?
Idiots.
Just
Apparently not.
not
Apparently
that. It's just they don't let law enforcement do their fucking jobs. A lot of
Yeah.
places.
Sorta. A little bit of both. Those jerks are getting away with murder, like literally every
Well,
day.
the face of our country, Nanya, Eddie, is that it's going to change dramatically in the next few years because of the illegal immigration issues.
If AI don't fix us, it's gonna break us. It's gonna be one or the other. I
Yeah.
said, oh no, Cool Cat, stop it.
He
Stop.
did. And yes, that was clipped and archived, Cool Cat, by the way.
You got me giggling. What? What? I absolutely said. Nobody clipped it. What?
Oh no, it was clipped and archived.
It's there. What the? Oh my god.
There's
Yeah. In California, you can't even have bullets because they have lead in them. You have to have what's called frangible ammunition, which is made out of compressed denim. Okay, I think you're getting a little crazy now.
I mean, there's a clip I just posted a little while ago. It was a funny outtake from one of my live streams in the chat there.
Paul, is it okay if I drop a link to my chat?
Sure.
All right, let me get it. No, and I'll post it for you guys. Infinity Gaming is a mod, so don't
Now,
come
do you
around
have,
there
do you
messing
have a,
around.
do you have a schedule for your chat or just random?
It's Monday and Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just like yours, Paul, and Saturdays at 10 a.m.
Now, one thing I did have a question is why is it every time you guys live stream, you sound like you're in a pipe?
We're trying to figure this out. We don't know either. We're trying to figure it out. Justin, if you know,
Yeah, I'll look into it.
it
'cause I
sounds
was
like
trying
we're in a tunnel, right?
Well, she sounds fine. It's everybody else that's on the panel.
Okay, so we're gonna have to figure that out. Maybe it's the background going on with YouTube. I don't know. Something's going on.
It's something. She
I don't
uses
know how to fix
Streamlabs,
it.
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know how to fix it.
Yeah, it's something, and it's probably a setting in Streamlabs.
All right, I'll work with her because we don't know either.
What communications are you guys using?
We're just using Discord.
That might be it.
Could be Discord.
Might be Discord conflicting
Yeah.
with Streamlabs.
Okay.
And
I've
something.
heard that a lot of people Discord.
Okay.
Another thing you could try, because we usually just use Messenger, do a group call on Messenger.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You guys could try that and see if that works better, because that's what me and Rigger and Tim do. We'll just call each other on we'll do a group call on Messenger, and then just minimize it, let it run on the background.
Okay.
And then usually we don't have any audio issues.
All right, I'm gonna have to check that out because we don't actually know either, and we're trying to figure it out.
I think
thought
what
that
it
was
is
I thought it was because it was broadcast from Donatello and Michelangelo's basement.
Right?
I think it's something to do with Discord might be conflicting with Streamlabs on something. And you got to go in and you got to really check your audio settings on Streamlabs and check it on your Discord. Because that might be it too. There might be some setting on Discord that you have set that might be conflicting. That's causing that.
Cool
But
Cat.
Discord usually has pretty good audio settings. So.
We started the stream this morning at 9 o'clock. 9 a.m. Eastern time. It's now 10:36.
Now, do y'all like strong coffee?
I don't drink coffee, neither does Paul.
No,
That right there is one of the best coffees in the world.
if you like coffee.
Yeah. New
Yeah,
Orleans
no.
blend coffee and chicory.
I don't drink coffee, so.
I'm not a coffee drinker. Are you,
I mean,
Brett?
it's got a kick to it. Paul Hodges would like that.
Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I just posted a link, guys, if you want to check it out.
Nunya, are you a coffee drinker?
I never have been, but recently, in the past couple of months, I've been drinking a little bit.
Okay.
I bought Mom a Keurig and she hasn't been using it, so I've been using it. And so far so good.
I love the smell of coffee. I just can't stand the taste. I think it's disgusting.
Eh, if it's black, it ain't very good.
You got to put the
I'm
right
a
stuff
weird
in it.
coffee drinker. I can drink it with cream, black, or with both. Like it just depends on the day.
Yeah,
Some
I've
days
tried
I'll-
it with
you know.
I've tried it with different creamers. I've tried iced coffee. I've tried
I mean,
like
do you like the other stuff like cappuccino and that kind of stuff?
I don't like any of that.
Not
So.
a
Flavored
fan.
coffee.
But I've gave coffee plenty of chances. Like
Not a fan. Okay.
yeah, I've tried it with different cream, like flavored creamers. I've tried it with like different iced coffees, Starbucks coffees. I'm not a big fan.
Don't fight the funk, okay? It's not your thing.
It's got to be the name, 'cause my son doesn't like it either.
It's
Like
what
I
it
said,
is, dude.
I've given it plenty of chances and tried it different ways, and it's that
Yeah, don't
coffee
fight it,
taste
dude.
itself.
It's not your thing. If you had to
Yep.
pick up a beverage right now, what would it be? Mountain Dew?
No, I mean I've been drinking a little bit of Sprite and stuff, but I kind
Sprite?
of cut back a little bit on the
Diet
sodas.
Pepsi.
I've been drinking more Propel than anything.
Do you like tea?
Mm,
Not a
not
fan either. Okay.
not a fan of like hot teas like the British drink. I like
Okay.
I mean I like the occasional iced tea, and I can drink it sweet or unsweet.
Okay.
Don't bother me.
Yeah. Don said it only tastes bad the first 100 times you drink it.
Hey, it's the dirty taste of water without that pesky buzz, right? Decaffeinated coffee. Nobody wants that, right?
I don't see the point in drinking decaffeinated coffee. Like
I mean, why
point
would
of-
you
No, I
even,
wouldn't.
right? I don't get it
I
either.
wouldn't do
the thing is like you drink coffee to wake yourself up from the caffeine and everything. And like I've seen people like Sarah's mom drinks decaf, and I'm like, what's the point? Like
Let's
don't-
drink
I
this mud tasting dirt that has no effect. Okay.
yeah, I don't get the point of drinking decaffeinated coffee, because like I said, the whole point of drinking coffee is generally to wake you up and give you that caffeine boost. And
Non-alcoholic beer.
yeah,
The
the
great
same
taste
thing.
of beer without that pesky buzz,
Yeah.
right? Like what?
Yeah, beer. I think
Okay. All right. I
And
guess.
you see this stuff went to like $7 a bag, right? About $7. I
Uh-huh.
went to Winn-Dixie yesterday and it was on sale for $4.99, so I grabbed one.
Oh, it's
because
coffee
I-
and chicory.
Yes, coffee and chicory. It's a New Orleans blend. What they did is to stretch it out, they started putting chicory in it.
Back in the
Oh,
war.
Donald.
And
Back in
I
the
don't
war,
know
they
if you
started
know.
adding chicory, so it's a very
Yeah,
Yeah,
Don- Donald probably
Louisiana
knows.
thing. Now,
chicory is like a fake coffee. They serve it in a lot of prisons because there's no caffeine in it.
Mm.
It's a weed that grows for the most part. Y'all don't know.
No,
mm-mm.
no.
Yeah,
Is that
during the
wrong?
war,
Is that wrong?
what?
Chicory's a weed.
It's a plant. There's no such thing as a weed.
Plant.
A rose
Okay,
in the middle of a
okay.
potato field is weed.
All right, I'll take it.
yeah, because
Quit being a smarty pants all the time, all right?
Well, Donald was explaining that
You
weeds
son of a
were
bitch.
created by
He's so
pretty
smart.
much like the plant industry, right?
Oh, yeah. Actually, clover used to be part of a balanced seed mix for your yard, and it was supposed to be beneficial. And it is beneficial because clover is a nitrogen fixer, and it's good for your soil. But when the pesticide companies came out with their broadleaf killers that killed clover as well. So guess what plant suddenly got labeled as a weed?
Right.
Clovers.
Clover.
Oh.
Because they wanted to sell their poison.
You ever taste wood sorrel?
Yes.
Very
I
tasty.
love if you're hiking and you come across some wood sorrel, great
Oh.
way to just get a couple leaves of that, and it
So
kind of
good.
slakes your thirst and lets you hike a little. It's
Oh,
got acid in it that if you eat too much of it can lead to kidney stones, Justin. So don't eat too much,
Okay.
or at least that's what I've heard. That's the rumor around
It's
that
very
plant.
lemony tasting.
Very citrusy type of a tangy, and that's why I love it. If I'm out hiking and I see some growing, I'll reach down and I'll just grab a little sprig of it and chew
Yeah.
on it.
This guy knows. Okay.
Now,
I'm-
could the citrus taste
I'm
be from
weird.
the animal? Could that be from the animals hiking their legs on it, or?
Purslane. Another one. Purslane. Grows in the cracks of your sidewalk. Good
Mhm.
stuff.
I've never eaten that.
It's good
But
stuff.
I
like
did-
dandy.
I
like
was out
dandelion.
earlier today. I went out and walked a little bit on a trail out in the woods. It's a cut through that used to be. They turned it into just a walking trail, and I did see that the poke greens were popping up.
Now, aren't
So I might be
Poke
going out
salad.
this week and getting some of that.
dandelions are
salad,
really
Annie.
good for you?
Yes.
Dandelion root is another coffee substitute.
Yes. I was going to say.
And
they
those are
make,
considered a
coffee,
weed
yes.
now, right?
Eh,
Aren't those labeled as a weed?
well, like
people
he said,
people hate dandelions, but there's no such thing as a weed. I love
Yeah.
dandelions. Dandelion greens, they're a little bitter, but they are perfectly edible.
you can make
healthy
a
for you.
wonderful salad out of them.
Yep.
Well, what didn't somebody talk about dandelion tea at one time?
Uh-huh.
You can
make
make,
dandelion
uh,
tea, make dandelion wine.
Yes, I was going to say they make wine out of it as well.
Yes,
I've
and
never
grandma's
tasted
boy,
it,
he
but I
drank
heard
it and
it's
spat
good.
it out.
Yeah, I never had it, but I heard it's good.
Yeah, I've never had it either. Now, as far as decaffeinated coffee, there is James Hoffman is a guy on the internet who talks about coffee. His entire YouTube channel is about coffee. And he says that decaffeinated coffee drinkers are the purest of all coffee drinkers because they're not drinking it for the buzz, they're drinking it for the taste.
Same thing comes to mind when someone says a well done steak. That is the hardest one to make because if you
Yeah.
go too far, you burnt it,
Yep,
right?
gotta work with temperature.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that makes sense about the coffee, but like I said, if you look at a majority of coffee drinkers,
What did it take to get me on this stream? Let's talk about coffee and foraging.
There you go.
Like,
Look at the smile on his face. You could tell he's
You got all
honest,
happy.
right? Like
But
straight up.
There's
Yeah.
people like Sarah's mom though that used to drink caffeinated, and because of certain medical issues, that's why she's drinking decaf.
Hmm.
So I guess she likes it more for the taste than the actual caffeine.
well,
I guess,
it's
'cause-
also the caffeine is a minor part of it. A lot of it becomes ritual.
Yep.
just getting used to doing
The only
that.
foraging that I try to stay away from is mushrooms because if you don't know what you're doing, you're probably
Yeah.
going to die.
My son went out
Yeah.
with some people the other day looking for morels,
Okay.
and morels are relatively safe because there's not anything really that looks like them.
And they're right. And they're coming up right now.
Hmm. And while I was
Yeah.
out on that trail earlier, and I saw the poke greens coming up. I also saw that the May apples were starting to spring up, and I don't know if it's true or not, but May apples are a signature of a Morel area.
Now, Donald, have you ever done a challenge
An
where you
elm.
tried to make a whole meal from just forage stuff?
Oh,
No.
I know he can do it. Tell you
No,
that.
well, a whole meal.
Like a nice salad or something?
If I
just real-
fix, I can make a salad, yeah, but you're not counting seasonings as well, right?
Well, I mean, I guess if you're.
I mean,
foraging
you're
for,
allowed to
like-
throw some stuff in there.
Okay, so then yes, I have made a meal out of poke greens and bacon bits. Just a little bit of bacon grease with bacon grits in them, your bacon bits
Oh,
and
I
stuff.
love when bacon bits start sprouting. Those are the best.
and use that to fry up your poke greens after you've boiled them
Uh-huh.
to finish them off. Give them a little,
Okay.
very tasty.
Mushroom steak. You've heard of it? A little bit of wood ear.
It's like a vegan
You
steak,
grill
pretty
it. You
much.
grill it like a steak.
I've heard of chicken of the woods.
No. It's like wood ear. I forget what kind of mushroom, but you grill it like you do a steak.
Yeah, it's like a vegan steak. Pretty
Oh,
much.
I've done portobellos, like large
Yeah,
portobellos.
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Same kind of thing.
Yeah, I've done that. Actually, one of my favorite all vegetable meals is just get yourself a large cap portobello and put a slice of tomato on it with some basil, and then put like a little bit of. I like to put a soft cheese like a ricotta over it, but you can put like a stringier cheese like mozzarella.
You
But-
make a grilled cheese with that on it. I'm on board, Jack.
Oh, dude, I love.
Oh,
stuffed
I just do
portobello.
that and just sit down and eat all that within that mushroom cap. Just eat it like that. But you want the bread on it. Okay, gotcha.
You don't need it necessarily, but it sure does add to the flavor. A little bit of tomato, some
Stuffed
cheese.
mushrooms are so good.
Mhm.
But yeah, I like to know somebody who would be alongside me walking in the woods and just reach down and pick up some wood sorrel or
Some
Pick up
some wild onions.
you gotta be careful with wild onion around there. Here, you gotta make sure you got it right. It needs to be a round leaf, not a folded
Right,
leaf,
or it's poisonous.
or it's poisonous. Yeah, but yeah, I used to munch on wild onion when I was a kid all the time.
What
He
are they, like-
knows.
what are they?
That's what's
Just
up.
the long
Yep.
green onions?
Uh huh.
Yeah, those are good. I like chopping those up for food.
The only people in the forest that are starving to death are those who don't know.
You can still starve to death when you know.
I mean, you can eat the inside of bark. Okay, you eat the inside part.
Ugh.
Not-
Dude,
Not
you
the
know how
bark, the
desperate you
Yep.
inside.
have
If,
to be.
if you're hungry, hit the marsh. Especially, it takes a little bit of work later on. But cattail root,
Mhm.
a lot of starch
Oh,
in cattail
cattails are
root.
great. They
Yeah.
start
Oh,
fire.
baby cattails when they first
Yep.
start sprouting, you can eat them like corn on the cob. But after they flower, of course,
Okay,
they're gone.
the root I heard tastes like celery.
The root, yes, no, but
No,
I guess if you're gonna have to compare it to something, yes.
Like
you
same
can eat
texture.
it. That's all I know.
But you can eat it, and they have a lot of starch in them.
Is it like the
Okay.
same texture as
Which-
celery, just tastes different?
I think it's a little.
It
more
depends on when you
fibery.
get them. You got to get them when they're first. The shoots, I think, is what you're thinking of. The roots
Yeah,
get woody. The shoots are much more edible
yeah.
because they're soft. Bamboo you can eat. Bamboo shoots. But
Yeah, Dan keeps saying he's going to send me a jar of those.
Got to be kind of new though, right?
they got to be just the shoots just coming up. After they get a few inches tall, they start getting woody. And that's the same with cattail. You want to get the cattail shoots when they're young.
Yeah, because it's gonna be if you get older, they scratch the shit out of it.
Yeah. Only if you pull on the tail.
That was the art joke.
Then
Yep,
you
got
should
another
have.
update.
Then you should have had a little beaver on your hand. And hey, don't change your voice. Just don't move your
I'm
lips.
a unsubscribe. I'm tired of looking at the beaver. In there,
I
yeehaw.
love it. It makes me. It makes me smile every time.
Yeah, it does. Every time you get on there with that, he's got a green screen background, but nothing on it. Just
It's
green.
like, damn it, Art.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
I'll take a
That's
walk
a
with
red-
you
redneck green
anytime
screen.
in the woods, Don. I got you, brother.
Yep.
We
Now,
know
where
what to
are you-
look for.
Where are you?
I'm
at?
in Michigan. I live 30 minutes west of Paul.
Okay.
Very close, actually.
Enough north that you'd have quite a few different plants.
We
than I
got
would.
some
So,
wild ginseng. We've got
Michigan, you've got some pawpaws up there. Then
Yes, we do. No.
we-
I don't think we have pawpaws.
do you not have
Those are
pawpaws? Are they
south.
further south from you?
Yeah, I think they're south.
Okay, they are east and north of us. We just
Yeah.
have we are right on the edge of the pawpaw
They're like
growing
more
area.
Appalachian Trail.
Okay, because we have just
Pawpaw.
a few, and I can go down. It depends on the year. Down by the river that comes through town here, there's a few pawpaw trees, and you can harvest a few of those.
Yeah,
We get a
when I-
ton of persimmons.
When I used to cut grass, the guys would be like, "Why are you eating that apple? That could be poison." There are no poison apples. Don't you know that? There are none. You can eat a crab apple and it's not poison. It'll make you sick if you eat too many.
Uh
You can still eat them. I wouldn't recommend it.
Well, they say that they're like what 20. You could eat a different apple. There's so many different types of apples. You could eat one different one each day, and it'd take you like 20 years to try them all.
Mm-hmm. You ever make pine tea, Don?
I have made pine needle tea when I'm out hiking.
It's
Yes.
delicious, right?
Yeah. You
Very
know,
refreshing.
I haven't been hiking in years, but I used to go out. My brother and I went out a few times on my birthday in February, and the other times that I've gone is usually right after that first freeze, and so it gets cold at night. It get down to cold, but before you crawl into your hammock, you just make yourself up
It's pretty
a
good.
hot mug. Yeah, especially
So
if
long
you're,
as you don't eat the black pine.
Mhm.
Black pine's poisonous. Stay away.
Yep, and down
Other
in
than that, you can make tea out of just needles, and it's very good for you. Actually.
yeah,
That's
pine needle tea is
I find
It tastes
camping-
it tastes just like it smells. Very
yes, it tastes
sprucey.
exact. I was gonna say it tastes like you would think
Yeah,
a pine tree would taste.
it's kind of spicy, kind of funky, but it's good. It's good.
Uh-huh.
Cheers, Don.
See, what you got to do is camp out in the McDonald's parking lot and forage for Big Macs.
Hey, Don, I'll see you in the
Much
parking
easier.
lot. Meet me in the parking lot.
All right.
And make sure you guys check us out, chat. I dropped the link. Check it out. All we do is play games. You're more than welcome to show up. Justin, if you want to play us golf with your friends, as long as you have it and you're on PC, join us. We'd love to have you. Open invitation. You don't have to. You don't want to.
Yeah, I popped in and watched you guys play that mini golf.
The
Game a
best
couple
one is
times.
when you're playing that other game and he starts
Yeah.
raging.
Mm-hmm.
One
Right.
night I was laughing my ass off because you were raging like a motherfucker.
Right, happens. I can't help it.
There's
I
a
went a
lot
little
of
off,
DLCs
guys, I'm
for
sorry.
that game.
You're talking about art? Yeah.
No, for that golf with friends, there's a
Oh, the
shit
golf
ton
game?
of-
Yeah, I'm
There's
like,
a ton of DLCs for it.
yeah, I freak out. Yeah.
Hey, one of the DLCs for that game is free right now.
Is it? Okay, I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to,
it's
I'm gonna have to let the
the,
people know.
Golf with Friends Headbangers
Okay.
hat,
All right, I'm gonna have to let that out. I'm gonna have to let the
Yeah.
people know.
and there's
Thanks for-
another
Thanks
one
for letting me
that's
know.
Team's mascot sticker. That one's free
Okay.
right now too.
All right. Thanks for letting me know. I'll let the people know.
God, there's like 20 DLCs for that game.
There is.
Okay.
A lot of them are skins, but there's a few that are just like new maps and stuff like that. Me and
Okay,
Don are
that's the
gonna have a
third
salad in his
reading.
driveway.
I'm actually I was thinking about this week when I go out and forage for poke. I was thinking about making a video about it
Yeah, you totally should.
because you know I grew up eating that. We'd go out and gather bagfuls of it and bring it back and boil a big pot. And that's the thing, you gotta gather a lot of it because it boils down to nothing.
Yes, it does. Sharing the knowledge with humans who need it is a good thing.
But here's the thing: if the shit hits the fan, do I want anybody else eating my food?
It ain't like it's going out of stock. All right.
It will if everybody's eating it.
Maybe. I doubt it.
No, most people would
I mean,
rather.
plantain is in everybody's yard. They just don't know what they're looking at.
That's true, and I guess if enough people went out and ate poke greens, but they didn't
Right.
prepare it correctly, that
Right.
would lessen the competition as well.
Right.
I mean, most Americans
Plantain
would
is in
be,
everyone's yard. You have to know
most
what you're looking at.
Americans, yeah, but most Americans would be waiting for the UN planes to drop jalapeno poppers. So
We're hungry. Can we have some? Yeah. I can guarantee you, when the stuff hits the fan, people ain't investing their money in plantain and purslane. Okay,
Nope, but those
that ain't
make
a fan.
that makes
That's
a great
not
salad
thing.
too.
actually, the people that would be in the most danger of starving would be people in the cities.
Yeah,
That'd be
Yeah,
the worst
probably.
place to be, is in the major cities like New
Yeah.
York, LA.
yeah. It grows in the cracks of the sidewalk. We weed whip it down.
Mhm.
Just nobody knows what they're looking at. They think it's garbage. They don't actually realize how good it actually is.
Mhm.
Purslane
Well, I got
grows
I got
everywhere.
144 MREs in the back, so it's like I
Yeah,
got a few days.
yeah.
Not after you just told us all that. I'm gonna give you
Hey.
24 hours.
Come walk through the door and try.
Now we
I'll
know.
have fresh meat too.
Hey, I'm with you, man. If you're gonna
Yeah, somebody
survive,
comes
a
in my
deer's
house, I'll
probably
have
the
fresh
best
meat.
start.
I'll learn how to eat it.
Probably the best start. We got a lot of coyotes around me. I hear them all the time, but I haven't seen one. I know they're there though. I'm always afraid
Yeah, the
when I
one
let my
good-
little doggy out. I don't want him to get eaten.
Yeah, the one good thing about Louisiana, I want to move up to Folsom because it's a little more wooded, and there's so many animals out there. You can get
Okay.
fresh meat any day. You know,
Okay.
you know it's good. You know it's good in the springtime. The robins, red-breasted robins.
And you don't
Oh,
need
really? We have lots
oh,
of
that-
those.
That breast, when you see them puff up the breast when they
Yeah,
start
yeah,
gaining
yeah.
their weight.
Yeah.
When we were a kid, we don't do it anymore. When we were a kid, we used to pop them in my grandmother's backyard, and you just skin them and take the piece of breast meat off, and you cook it up, and it's just like a piece of chicken.
so kind of like say goose. You pretty much just save the breast and toss the rest.
Yeah, because it had a little wild taste to it because it was a bird, but it was perfectly good.
All depends on how
My
you're
dad
cooking
said,
it,
"Don't
brother.
stop."
And you don't need a lot of meat. That's the thing.
If it's gamey, use the slow cooker. Cooks it right out.
Wouldn't those robins be more like chicken nuggets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing. We are so accustomed to we get our meat and we get a great big old piece of chicken breast. We get a great big old piece of steak. It's like you don't need that much meat.
Well, I guarantee you
Not in
that
a
was
survival
about that much
situation.
meat.
Meat,
You know, it was
meat
about that
is
size.
meat is good. It's packed with everything you need. But
It's like this little remote. That's about how big the breast was.
and
Well, I
it makes
mean,
things
look how-
easier on you to survive. To
Look
eat
how
meat.
healthy
Yeah.
just one little can of tuna is. I mean, it's got all your daily protein and
Justin, Justin, you ever
Something
catch
that a lot of people don't
crawdads?
eat that we don't.
yeah, I've had them. I used to
Okay.
catch them when I was little.
Okay.
Justin, something that we don't, most of us don't eat, insects. Okay. Protein in an insect 20, 30 times more
Well.
than its weight.
Well,
Dude, I'd
if
have
you're
to
No
Starving.
one
starving,
wants to
Hungry.
do it. I
No.
get it. But it does work.
no one wants to
does
do it.
work.
But if you're starving, those grasshoppers that come out every spring,
They
Yeah,
start
the
looking
big
like
ones.
little. Yeah,
I
start
mean,
looking
you
like
eat
little-
20 of those, that's a chicken breast.
Yeah,
Like
I
for
bet.
real, it is.
and if you don't like it, dry them and grind them.
Well, that's the
Yeah,
thing. is
yeah.
the cri-
Yeah,
if
turn
you're
it into
hungry-
a mush. Yeah,
Yep.
if you're hungry enough, that cricket starts looking like a McDonald's French fry.
right.
Right. Freedom fry.
I mean, I eat my own. You'll eat your own fingers if you're hungry enough. Okay.
Yep. That's one thing I was thinking about building this year. I might not do it now, which was going to be a solar dehydrator.
Oh, cool. Cool. All right.
You tell.
I've got a dehydrator in the house that I use, but it's
Have you
kinda like to
tried
have-
one of those solar cookers? I have one. Works great.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a tube that goes into like a refractory thing.
yeah.
Works so good.
It just gets basically boiled
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
Randy said, he said, I'll starve. I ain't eating no bugs.
I need no bugs.
If you
Okay.
if you get hungry
I'll
enough,
starve.
You get
Hey,
hungry enough, you'll go
then you
bet your
starve.
buddy and you say, you
Go
don't eat
for
that
the
all
roly
night.
polies first. Those are actually related to crabs and
Yes,
sea fish.
roly
so-
polies you can make seafood
seafoods.
stock out of.
Yeah, you can.
But you have to purge them a little bit first.
Yes, you can. Yeah, you got to get the junk out. Yeah. Everyone's
Yeah,
like,
me-
right now, everyone's like,
But yes,
gross. I'm not
Arma-
wrong.
roly polies, Latin name Armadillo didai. I love saying that. It's
What are what do they call huntsmen?
harvestman?
The daddy long legs?
Harvestman.
Harvestmen. That's what
Yes.
it's called.
I always play with those guys because everybody thinks, oh, they're spiders and they're scared. It's like those guys can't
Nah,
hurt you.
they
and
can't even get you. They
and they're
can't
just-
even get you.
They're
Well,
Their
they do
fangs
looking,
aren't
but-
even. Their fangs ain't even long enough to get you. Even if
Uh-uh.
they
Well,
want.
the
But-
thing is they
But if
said-
you think of that those guys are little packs of protein on big long legs.
Yes, they are.
well, and there's a big misconception
Popcorn.
with those spiders too, because they did a whole thing on MythBusters about that, and they had some spider experts come in, and they
Mhm.
said that the whole myth about them being the most poisonous isn't true.
Well, the
said
thing that they did.
they're just
Well,
deadly.
there
to other
are- the problem
spiders.
The
is there are
problem
two
with that
different
was
daddy
they weren't
long legs.
talking about huntsmen.
They were talking
They
about
brought
the
in daddy long legs, which is a completely different.
Yeah,
genus.
but that's the one that has. The
there's a
bigger
daddy long legs actual
misconception.
spider, and a huntsman is an arachnid, but not a spider.
Right, and that's what most people associate with daddy long legs is the huntsman,
Yep, or harvestman.
harvestman.
Yeah,
They
that's
might be
what
called
I'm
huntsman
saying.
where you're from.
They're
I don't
not
know.
the same.
No, the huntsman spider is that big ass one that shadow boxes you in Australia.
When you
That's
see
what-
a pack of them, you'll know because they hang out in like a. It looks like a bird's
ball.
nest, and when
And
you
then-
touch it, they go everywhere.
Oh yeah, have you
Yeah.
ever seen after
Yeah.
hurricanes and shit when the spiders make those big balls
Yep.
up in the trees to
Yep.
stay out of the water, and then somebody will go up and poke them, and just a million of them will go scattering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck that, dude. I'm gonna hit that with a can of Raid.
I'm out. Get at it. I'm out.
See, I don't mind.
Well, I mean,
Uh,
let's go where I think Don's on board with me. They ain't hurting nobody. Who they hurting?
I rescued a mother wolf spider
Okay.
from work one day. They were wanting to kill it, and I rescued her and took her out because she was covered in her babies.
Yeah.
Now,
The backpack.
now, Justin, you know what a wolf spider is?
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a brown recluse, but it's not. And people get them confused a lot. But they're great. They're beneficial insects. And what I love about wolf spiders is their eyes are retroreflective. So at night, if you put on a headlamp
Yeah. It's
and it's close enough to your eyes and
Yeah.
shine out, their eyes will sparkle no matter which direction you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And if you see a little sparkle in the leaves, you can get down, you can find them at night. But she had all her babies on her back. I put her, she filled the bottom of a Taco Bell cup and took her out and set her free. And all of her babies, when I dropped her down, they all scattered off her body. And then they all crawled back up on top of her. But when that first little initial thump, they thought, danger, they all scatter. Then they all come creeping back and crawl back up on her body. And she looked at me with all 8 eyes, and I think there was gratitude in her eyes whenever I saved her.
Yeah, she did.
She was a good mama.
Now,
She was just in the wrong space.
people tell me that animals don't have a soul, insects don't have a soul. Anything that looks at you and knows it messed up has a soul. Believe it.
I don't
believe
think
it.
insects look at you like they messed up.
Well, maybe they don't, but you know what I'm saying, right?
But yes, a dog knows that it did wrong. The
Yes.
cats know they did wrong, they just don't care.
It looks at you like,
A dog will look at you like, I know I broke the rules, I did wrong. And the cat will look at you and say, let's negotiate what wrong means.
yeah. They don't really care, do they? No, they don't care as
It's
much.
it's like we have different definitions. We're gonna have to lay some ground rules here.
They kind of just go, get on out of here.
And then they'll usually, turn around and show you their asshole and walk
Right.
away. They don't
Right.
care.
Mine used to knead my chest at night, turn around, put its butt cheeks in my face, and I'm like, dude, really, right now? This is what you're doing? Okay. That cat loved me. Put its butt cheeks in my face every night. Okay, cat. All right. I guess. All right, I'm going to go, chat. I had to check in and spend a minute
Make sure you guys check us out. Thank you, Justin, for all you do, and thank you
Man,
for being a mod.
yeah.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. I'll catch you later.
All right, I'll see you later, buddy.
Where the hell did Paul go?
Later, y'all.
See you later, everybody.
No, he just disappeared. Adios, Daddy.
Probably working on the television again.
Yeah, apparently he got that box working, but which I was very surprised about.
Yep.
He came home yesterday after the cable company has a whole fucking thing of new equipment. I was like, oh, holy God, I can't believe they gave that to Paul.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to. I've got to shoot here at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, me too.
I need to. It's a apartment complex, and the person I've shot for them for years. Whenever they open a new
Watch out.
apartment
Whoa,
complex,
whoa, whoa.
and I'm thinking about taking out the drone and just giving them a little bit extra on this one, just so they can look at it and say, you know, maybe I need to freshen up my other locations as well.
Or get him a nice aerial picture of the apartment complex and
Mhm.
say, would you
That's
like to would you like me to do this and frame it for you for so much extra? Because you know how businesses usually back in the day they like that. They'd get
Well,
that aerial shot of their company, and
Yeah.
frame it and put it in there.
Well,
you know.
I figure I'm gonna get a nice little orbit around the front location. They've got covered parking, so I'm gonna use it to do that. They also have an apartment. One of their apartments that they show. Unfortunately, it's not dressed. They don't have it staged or anything. I wish they did,
Uh-huh.
but it has a balcony that's overlooking the pool area, and the pool area has a clubhouse with an upstairs like hangout area above the clubhouse, like on the rooftop.
Oh,
And
that's
so
cool.
I'm going to go from inside the apartment, fly out across the balcony over the pool, and then turn and then do a slight turn and show off the rooftop patio area.
Oh yeah, that'd look nice.
It's like I think that would be a cool shot. So,
I'm thinking
mean,
about how
add
much
that
these
and-
companies used to have to pay for a picture like that back in the day.
oh yeah,
They'd have
Well,
to
you wouldn't
hire
be
a
able to get-
helicopter or
no,
plane
you wouldn't be
or
able to get a
something.
shot like that coming from inside an apartment out over a balcony and around. How would you get that shot?
No, I'm talking about an aerial shot of their business. You remember?
Oh right,
Because back in the day, you would walk into a lot of small businesses
You
and
know,
they'd have an aerial shot of them.
yeah. I was the guy who was hanging out of a helicopter 15 years ago. I think it was
Yeah.
15.
So I said, I bet businesses used to have to pay
I
a
think
lot
around-
if they wanted that.
Yeah, around 15 years ago, hanging outside of a helicopter with a camera so that the owner could, in a car lot, could stand on top of his roof and wave. It's like, man, now I could pop it right up next to you and do a little droney off you on the roof waving.
Right. It went from having to hire a helicopter with 2 or 3 people on it to now you can
Yep.
just do it with a little 250-gram drone.
Yeah. And like I said, my Mini, I use it. I used it on a shoot just 3 weeks ago because all they wanted was a simple aerial orbit of the front of the building. Okay. I'm getting up 20 foot maybe in the air and
Mhm.
just doing a little half orbit in the front of the building. Shoots the 2.7K, which is plenty for editing on a 1080p project.
Oh yeah. Like I said, that drone still is really good for resolution and everything.
Every
Nothing wrong
drone is
with it.
good.
But people just look at the Mini One and kind of like, it's old and it's
It is.
yeah.
Oh,
But
it is.
but at
I
the
would
same
love
time,
to upgrade. I would love to upgrade, but I can't justify it. Until I can justify it, I'm not going to. If I was going to shoot a golf course, I would upgrade.
plus you got that legitimate fear it might get banned in 6
I
months.
do
after you
have
buy
that
it.
fear.
Yeah, that's it's legitimate. I mean,
Hmm.
they did come out with that new line of drones, the Raptors, but the fucking color is so ugly.
It looks like a friggin' John Deere tractor.
Yeah, that's what I told.
Yeah,
because
it's funny.
I said the
John
same
Deere
thing.
drone.
I said the same thing Dre said, just the color, it makes it look like a cheap toy. That's because it wasn't like they just painted the body green. Like
It's freaking molded plastic.
Uh-oh, we lost your audio, Justin. I think you tapped your mic.
He tapped his mic.
I was saying,
Yeah, it looks like a
just
toy. They painted everything.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole camera body and everything. It just,
The controller.
if they would have went with a nice two-tone or something, it probably would have looked nicer, but
Could have been yellow
yeah.
and green. Would look just like a frog.
Yeah, it's not a very appealing
Call
looking
it Bull
drone.
Daddy Raptor.
No, and green. When you think Raptor, you don't think green.
No, I think more grayish brown
Yeah,
or black. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a crazy color.
I really hope that they listen to all, because I'm sure they're out here watching a lot of these live streams that have been talking about it. See what
at
their
the end of the
take
day,
is on
though,
it.
I don't care if it's painted green with pink polka dots. If it's at a price point, and it's at a price point where you get those enterprise drones. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's about the same price as a Mavic 3 Enterprise.
if the price point is right and it puts out a good image and it's got good software that is relatively stable for me to control, you got me. I don't care what it
Well,
looks like. I look what I
you-
count on what it comes out of it.
Well, you remember what I said? If I got the money right and it comes in right, I was going to go get a Enterprise. I want an Inspire 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? I may go get me a Raptor just because it's ugly,
well,
and I'll save money.
Uh-huh.
Have
then
me an
that's
ugly drone.
well, that one's not on the ban list neither because the company's out of Malaysia. So
Right. Now, is there anybody out there that have actually done product demos of it? Is it out enough?
I don't
I think
But-
Pilot Institute said they're getting one.
Okay, I was gonna say
yeah,
I
I
didn't know
haven't
if they had been,
seen any.
I
but
knew
I've
the
seen a lot of
announcement. I did
people
not know
talking
that
about it.
anybody had gotten any in their hands yet to do reviews.
I think
let
Dan's
me look on
Tube has
YouTube.
one.
Let me look on YouTube real quick.
And I don't think anybody did a review yet.
Because yeah, they can give you all the product demo videos that they want. I want to see one in somebody's hands.
But if I had the money to spend, I'd get to a thermal just to have a thermal.
Yeah, I miss
If you had use for it.
I miss
Hey,
not having a
hey.
thermal.
If I buy me a house out in the country, I'll have use for it. I get to see who's hanging around.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
you're
see
not allowed
nothing
to.
on it.
You're not allowed to spot deer with that, Joe.
I'm not worried about deer. I'm just worried about.
I'm just saying
finding
you're not
somebody
allowed to.
supposed be on my
You're not.
property.
You're
You're
not allowed
not
to use your
allowed to
thermal
hunt
to
with it, but you
to
can
spot.
spot any animal you want. You just can't hunt with it.
Right.
Yeah, and I just want to make sure if I think somebody's
How do
on
they
my property,
enforce
I can tell.
Yeah, I don't see anything on it, but people just talking about it. Like Geek Swan and
Okay.
them. Yeah, I don't see
Up
any
in-
review videos on it.
In Folsom, Louisiana, you go out your back door. If a deer walks up, there you go. You know.
Sorry for the inconvenience. I was over here. I had to copy all of this, my medical reports, to try
Yeah.
and get my guns back from the police department. My hospital report, my doctor's report.
I've been scrolling Zillow, going to property listings and photos of vacant local properties for sale. They don't have aerials sold to so far. That's a good way to get your name out there, Andy. Find some that are just sitting there with for sale signs in front of them. Go take some shots of it and then take it to the real estate company's office and say, look,
Okay.
I did this. Would you like
So
me to
you're
do
so
something?
you're shooting on spec, and then is that what I'm understanding? You're shooting on spec and then taking the aerial in and offering it to them for sale.
It's a good way to do it though. Because if you show up
Artistic
to a house, that's
It's a
for
lot of
sale-
work to shoot on spec and hope, but
But I mean, if that's one way to do it, because if you find a bunch of houses and they have the realty signs out there, then you know where to go to show it to them. Do a couple quick
Snitches
aerials.
Dawn, LOL. I don't know what that means.
speculation.
Maybe he meant
Testing,
to say something
testing.
else. Yeah, we can hear you, Michael.
Okay, thank you.
Can't mistake that posh accent for no one.
Indeed.
Indeed. But indeed. Why the hell do you have a picture of Hillary Clinton as your?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I think it's a great picture. Tells a story.
It's just the donuts, all I worry about. The
Oh.
donuts.
Gotcha. He's replying to earlier when I said, "How would they find out?"
Okay, you need to come in and say, the name's Cat. Cool Cat.
License to thrill. But just not very much.
Well, I mean, how do they even prove that you're spotting deer anyway? Say you're out hunting.
What if
But you
I'm out
decide
flying
to
my
take-
drone
Well,
and my buddy and I want to go out? We're out enjoying nature. My way to enjoy nature is to fly my drone and get aerial shots and stuff. His ideal way to enjoy nature is to hunt deer.
Yeah, so how do you
Yeah.
prove that that's what you were doing?
Well, they would.
And
be
I'm like,
monitoring-
ooh,
but they'd be
there's
monitoring any kind of communications on the ground. Like, if the pilot tells the hunters, "Oh yeah, it's over here, it's over there."
Oh no, I mumbled to myself a lot, and he must have been eavesdropping, the bastard.
There you go.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're not technically recording anything, there's no evidence anyway. You know,
I
say if
find
you
the
didn't-
whole kind of non-tracking but tracking with the drone thing a little bit unsporting. You know,
I think it's
do you think?
fucking
I
stupid.
think it's much
because-
better to track a deer properly.
Properly.
No, I think it's old school methods versus new school
Oh, you think it's fair game?
technologies, and I don't think it should matter.
It's fair
If
enough.
you, as long as
Well-
you're hunting the amount that you're allowed
Yeah,
to.
if you got a deer tag, who cares how you got it?
Yeah, I don't see a problem.
I
with
understand
it.
that side of it as well. Yeah. I
Well,
guess.
the
Now,
other
if
thing
you-
too is I know guys. This is way back when they used to get drones, and if they shot a deer and it got away into the woods, that's
yeah,
how
exactly.
They went and found it because it was
And that's
laying
right.
there in the woods.
Injured, and that's a very
Well-
good thing for drones
Yeah.
because you don't want any animal led there bleeding out
suffer,
or anything
yeah.
or in pain to suffer. Yeah. So
Well,
that's a
the thing-
great use of them.
I agree with Donald, though. I think just because it's a newer way of hunting, I don't.
I
think it
always
should-
agree with Donald.
I don't think that it's a big deal. I mean, if you have a tag or you have two tags, as long as that's the amount you're hunting, who the fuck cares how you track it?
Yeah.
Whether it's
So
with a
the
drone
analog
or
would
an
be-
RC car,
you-
whatever.
Should scopes be allowed?
There you go.
It's
Yeah, so you've got to
technology
draw a line.
used to improve your shot.
Yep.
How about this? Let me draw an
Trail
analog
cams.
for you.
Can trail cams be used?
Yeah, you're allowed to
I'm-
use those.
I'm fishing with a fly, right? And I'm catching trout. And along comes a guy and says, "Hey, my name's Alfred Novell, and I've just invented some stuff. Check this out." And he
Dynamite?
shows me a
Yeah.
new way of fishing. It's new technology. What can I tell you? Anyway, he lobs this thing into the water, and boom, the fish come to you, and you just pick them off the shore. How about that? Now, explain to me where the line should be drawn in that particular thing, because all the same arguments stand. Where it's new technology, it's just
As long as
Actually, no.
you're-
That does not, because you could be killing more than just the fish that you're after,
Well,
and
that happens anyway.
I would
but
say,
not
All
at
the animals
scale.
you kill.
but not at scale.
Well,
but I'm
things with
saying-
these scales that you need a point.
What about also you're pulling out fish? You have a certain number of fish that you're allowed to catch. You're fishing for these trout, and you're pulling out only a certain size fish. And the dynamite
Okay.
goes in there and kills every size of fish.
Well, in that little area, yeah. In that little area.
Well, I'm saying, yeah,
of
but
course,
that's
yeah.
the thing, Randy, is you're
Of course,
looking
I'm not
at it
arguing for
as
it, but
Hunting
in
isn't about
18
being fair to the animal.
Yeah, it's like you're looking at it as from you're hunting in 1800s to the 2000s.
on a greater
like,
scale.
If
On
it was
a
fair to
greater
the
scale,
animal,
what
you
you
would,
do is
you'd only be
it's-
allowed to go hand to hand.
Just
No
because
tools.
it's easier doesn't make it, I don't think, unfair.
Yeah, I think that if you are hunting animals in a certain way, and you're only picking certain animals that wouldn't necessarily hurt the herd, and or picking off weaker animals or something like that, you're probably doing it a favor and keeping a herd strong.
Well, Well, the thing
Well,
is
there are lots of
that's
deer-
the
markets for it, and
thing.
of course,
Deer,
You wanna-
we have so many deer that they have to be culled. They have to be culled.
there you go, cult. Yeah,
right. So
that's fine.
you
I think
would,
that's a really great thing.
I think that if they put out 2,000 tags because of that particular reason, like Donald's saying, I think that it's better because the hunters can fill all their tags
I do.
and
yeah.
meet the quota that the state deems as a healthy.
And they use them for
amount to-
food. There is no downside to it at all. It's fantastic. It's a great thing
Well,
to do.
because and most hunters aren't going to waste anything on it, you know.
That's right.
They're-
They pretty much use
so-
everything.
And in your dynamite example, this would be like akin to killing all the fawns and everything and not picking off a single
Yeah.
deer. That's why
Yeah,
dynamite would be a bad use of technology.
Sure, yeah. But I think that the drone thing, I think taking away the tracking side of it, it just doesn't sit right with me in terms of it being not sporting, you know? And,
Well,
True.
and the thing is, I know there is
That depends on if you're hunting for sport or hunting for food.
Well, that's the thing. It branches off. You've got hunting for food and you've got sport. Now, to some degree, they combine. Where they branch off, that part in the middle, where you're enjoying, there's a sport to hunting for food, or like a byproduct of the sport
yeah,
that you're doing.
but
That's perfectly okay.
I would say hunting for food and sport are pretty much almost these days are the same thing because you'll have people that actually go hunt because they want to fill their freezers for the year. Then there's people like Ron that go hunt, but they do take the meat.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And you hit your mic again, Justin.
They're hunting because they want to stuff the animal, but
Yeah, that mic is a
90% of
great
the-
choice.
that's
Yeah,
'cause I keep
good use of
telling-
$500.
What I'm saying is even the ones that hunt for sport, they're hunting because they want to stuff the animal, but that doesn't necessarily mean they just waste all the meat. They'll still
Right.
take it.
Now, there are some people around here that they'll go hunt and hand off the meat to their friends because they don't want the meat,
Right.
but they want to hunt.
That's fair enough.
So that is a sportsman.
Hey, Donald, that
Yeah.
was
Right.
Justin's purchase of the year, that Temu mic.
Yeah,
whatever.
It's a great purchase. It's very convenient that when you tap your mic, it shuts off.
What people have done hunting wise in the past, about 30 years ago, I worked for Lord Trown, and it was interesting. It's really good. It gave me a bit of an insight into kind of country living and whatnot. Now, I remember Ian, the butler, was particularly pissed off with something that had happened because he was out beating for Lord Tryon and whatnot. And they buried these, I could see you pissing yourself laughing. Anyway, they buried these pheasants in a hole, filled it in, and then just fucked it off, just got rid of it because they didn't have enough people to give the pheasants to. So
Yeah, see,
they
that's-
shot the pheasants out of the air for sport and then buried them in the hole. Think about that, how fucked up that is.
Yep.
But like I said too, is like the only reason they consider it unfair by what Randy just said is because the dude in 1809 that was hunting for deer couldn't figure out how to make a fucking drone. If they had drones back then, they probably would have used
Oh,
them.
they would have definitely used them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's just I think that because we shouldn't have to conform to old school ways just because new technology comes out. I think it should evolve and be introduced into what's whatever sport people are doing. Like just because they want to make it harder, like I said, they want these hunters to go out and cull a certain amount of animals every year anyway. So they should be able to use any tool then deemed necessary to fill their tags. That's the way I look at it. I think it's
I
stupid.
think, Colin, you're just looking to do it as efficiently as possible. You're not doing that support.
Like I said, well, I'm just saying there's other new technologies like Donald said that they're allowed to use. They can use trail cameras. In some places it is illegal to put feed out, but then there's other places they're
Yeah.
allowed to do that.
I
They
know,
could,
and
you know.
I that really pisses a lot of the hunters off around here when they put their corn out for the squirrels to feed the squirrels and stuff. They put all the corn out in the woods to feed the squirrels, and the deer come up and eat it.
Yeah,
So
that's
they
what I'm
want to
saying.
they have to shoot the deer to protect their squirrels' food.
Hey, Justin, you're in charge. I made you host. I got to run downtown to the city building and drop something off, and then I'll be back.
All right.
Ooh.
But yeah, I think that newer technology should be allowed to be introduced in it, like trail
With that being
cams
said,
and
I'm not a
shit.
hunter, so I don't really have
But like a scope,
Horse
like
in
you
this
said, a
race.
scope. They didn't,
Mm-mm.
scopes weren't all
Yeah,
that
you
great.
don't have a
back in the-
hunting dog in the fight.
Yeah, I don't have a hunting dog in this fight.
So,
I mean, when were scopes even introduced? Probably early 1900s, late 1800s.
Hmm.
So people didn't always have those,
Nope.
And if they did,
What
it was
about hunting
probably a
dogs? What
rarity.
about hunting dogs?
there you go.
Hunting dogs are a technology that was
Yep,
created
because they're
to
man-made.
help
They are man-made.
the hunters.
No, but that's the thing, Randy. That should be the hunter's choice if they want to go out and old school hunt, which is probably better to learn because if you get into a
Mhm.
situation where technology you can't use it, that's a good know-how. But
It's like
if they
learning to fly
just-
without GPS.
right,
Right, yeah.
exactly.
It is.
Well, I mean, it's true though. I mean, flying an old school plane versus a new plane that has GPS and all this shit on it keeps you on the right flight path. Pilots back in World War II, they had to rely on all their instruments and know exactly what they were doing. These days, they don't have to so much. The planes will literally almost fly themselves these days. They
Yeah,
just
the
have to-
A320 Airbus was the first, kind of transport. What do they call it? Commercial aircraft that did that.
Well,
really
mostly
did
a
land
lot of
itself.
airliners these days, they say are so technologically advanced as far as the flight controls.
Yeah, they
that
can.
technically, they can take off, do the flight plan, and land by themselves.
Yep.
Without an actual pilot, but it's a thing. People are scared to put computers in control of something
I've
like
seen
that.
it done. I've seen someone do it. Not personally. I haven't been in the cockpit. What I mean is, I've seen a video of it where someone has just overwatched the controls and had the plane do everything.
Right.
They've done no flying at all. None.
Well, I mean, like take the F-22 for example, right?
There you go,
Pilots.
yeah.
That plane, they said, is so easy to fly because of all the computers that are in it
Mm.
that they could teach anybody how to fly it in probably a matter of a couple hours. And it's actually easier to learn how to fly that plane than it is a small 4-seater Cessna. They
Right.
said it's like 10 times more complicated to fly a Cessna than it is to get into an F-22 and fly.
And if you take the computer out of that F-22, it will just fall out of the sky.
Oh yeah, it's just like the
You won't be able to
B-2
fly.
bomber. The B-2 bomber is completely unstable without.
Yeah,
flight
it's
power by light.
aerodynamically flawed on purpose. I suppose then it's
Yeah.
not. It's not flawed then, is it? What I mean is, it's designed to be aerodynamically unstable, so it can be flown by the computers.
Randy, get up on here with your better microphone, and you can argue your point.
Who's Randy? Is it Mad Props? Mad Props
Yeah.
is Randy, right? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, come on, Randy.
Get Randy on here.
he's the other young one like me that likes to make old people jokes on the panel.
Yep.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
kids, this old
He's a
person
young
has
man.
to go get stuff loaded up for his shoot, make sure batteries are charged and stuff. So I'm going to say adios.
Break a leg
All right.
there, Don. Make sure you have a
good
good
day.
time and good luck.
Yeah, I saw that old people joke you made on my thing.
What? I didn't say anything. What are you talking about?
I'm not going to put up with these old person jokes, Joe. I don't like them at all.
Comment. What did I comment on there earlier? I said it's so cute to see seniors playing with new tech.
Just because I have grey hair and my winky doesn't work properly doesn't mean that you should make fun of me.
I couldn't find the finger emoji. I was trying.
Now, Randy, I think his first time on the panel with us, he came on and said something about, is this an AARP convention or some shit?
I don't know what that is. What is
Okay, let
that?
me go back and take that comment off this video.
AARP is like
Is it
old
like a
people's
retirement thing?
insurance. That's old people's insurance over here.
Ah, got ya. Okay.
That's the one that like advertises to all the seniors and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
if you're over 65, you qualify for AARP. You know?
Got ya. I'm trying to find an old person emoji, whatever it's called.
There you go.
Emoticon. Thomas Sowell. He's an interesting guy, isn't he? I like Thomas Sowell.
The author Thomas Sowell?
Yeah, the kind of philosopher guy.
Yeah. He's
very cool.
Yeah, he's the one that covers a lot of like Black history and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. He's a Steven Crowder and Charlie Kirk and all them are big fans of his. They all know him personally.
Yeah, he makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, he's a real smart guy. I've watched some of his videos on YouTube of him doing speaking in colleges and stuff.
Yeah, I don't agree with everything he says, but I don't think there's anyone on the planet with whom I agree 100%. So
no, but you can find commonality.
I've got more commonality with him than most people. You know, Sam Harris is a guy as well. I sub to, and I sub to his Waking Up podcast.
Do you watch Charlie Kirk?
Not really. It's not. I mean, he's all right. He makes a lot of sense too. But
I like watching his debates at the schools or Steven Crowder's.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're great.
Yeah, when they do the debates at the colleges.
Yeah, but I mean, but let's face it, it's like shooting fish in a barrel, isn't it? You know, winning an argument with a student, especially these days. Okay, now.
Well, it does depend on what colleges you are. There are a few colleges out there that aren't so that way. I would say that aren't so like woke type mentality, because he gets he does get a handful of quite a few students that come up that don't agree with a lot of the stuff going on at their colleges. Because Ben Shapiro said that he faked his way through some of his college classes that he didn't agree with.
Yeah,
he just wrote the papers and stuff to agree with the professor because he knew if he did it, they were going to fail him.
Right.
But he said I only wrote the papers the way they wanted because I needed to get through that class.
That's right, and they put ideological pressure on him to conform, so that, you know.
But so he did it, but he didn't conform. He only did it to appease the professor, so he could get through that class and get his.
You imagine there's a lot of people doing that because people are paying a lot of money to be there, and if obviously there's no value in failing your course, so you're trying to get value out of this experience you're getting from university, and you're being forced to ideologically comply and conform.
Like Charlie Kirk made a very good, why he was doing his why college is a scam the last few weeks.
Yeah.
And he was talking about that. He said, how many of you guys take classes that have nothing to do with what you're going to school for?
Yeah.
And, almost every one of them raised their hand and said they're forced to take classes.
Right.
They'll be taking,
something ending in studies. It'll be something studies.
Like
feminine studies.
But feminine studies, but
Black
they're going
studies.
to school. Well, what I'm saying is they'll be taking a class for feminine studies, but they're in school to be an accountant. Like, what the fuck does that have to do with being an accountant?
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing to do with it. You should be taking courses that only deal with the profession you're trying to go to school.
The problem is that academia has been captured by a very malevolent ideology, and it spawned a long time ago from what's it called? Identity politics type of feminism bullshit. Intersectional feminism is what it's called. And this intersectional feminism kind of worked its way through academia like a cancer. It's awful.
Just like I really don't agree with having separate dorms for different races. I think that's stupid. That's a form of segregation.
Yeah.
I think everybody should be mixed in.
Bonkers.
Because
in fact, anyone suggesting that, I don't understand why anyone suggesting that wouldn't have been laughed out of the room, frankly. And the very fact that people aren't being laughed out of the room for suggesting that they segregate is indicative of a deeper problem.
Yeah, because there's some universities that want to do all Asian dormitories, all black dormitories. I don't think it
Right.
should be like
It's
that. I think
fucking ridiculous.
everybody should be mixed
Are
in
you
and get that difference of
Yeah,
cultures and learn about each other, because when you segregate, people don't learn about each
yeah,
other.
absolutely. Are you familiar with James Lindsay and Peter Boghossian and Helen Pluckrose?
None of those names
They,
sound
they
familiar.
did they did something. They did like they wrote scam papers and they tried to get them accredited. When you get papers accredited
Right, like
through universities.
yeah, it's kind of like when you do a thesis or something like that, or study,
Yeah,
like you're part of a study and then you get credited for the work.
yeah. A guy
Okay.
called
Yeah.
Eric Sokol did a similar thing some years ago. Now, what it came down to is that providing they wrote in a way that attracted them, so they wrote in a way that they just put it in a way that came across as being victims the whole time, and they used the same language, and it didn't matter what they wrote, so long as it was
All right,
written in this kind of victim language, they accepted it, and they just took it all in and said, yeah, it's fine, it's all good, we're going to do that, we think it's a great paper. And some of the papers were just bogus crap that they'd written on purpose, but they wrote in such a way as to imply that the dog owners were racist, or kind of a white supremacist dog owner, that that, and maybe the dogs were humping each other because they were LGBTQ or something. But they just wrote a whole load of horseshit, but they did it in the style of something crazy, and in the style of some kind of woke lunatic, and they loved it. They lapped it up.
Huh.
It was
Yeah,
an
I've never heard
amazing
about
thing.
that.
In fact, I'll send you some stuff to read. It's incredible. One of them is called Conceptual Penis or something, and it's fantastic. And it's about men should to feel what it's like to be screwed, right? And all men should go through it, part of a government program, and it was hilarious the way they wrote it. And they went along with that one. I think it was accredited too. Yeah. They wrote that all men should be
What's up, Getchy?
be screwed in the arse with a dildo.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hey,
So that they could experience the violent penetrative act, which is all sex, completely fucking insane.
Daryl said, what the fuck did I just come back into?
I know. I tell you what, listen, I will let you get on with it, because I'm going to stay, but I'll stop talking about this stuff because it's kind of boring.
No, but if you haven't
I just
watched,
pulled my headphones out.
have you watched any of the colleges and scam clips from the last couple of weeks?
Sorry, say again. My headphones. I pulled my headphones out.
I said, have you watched
question.
any of the Charlie Kirk clips from the last couple of weeks when he's been at the
I haven't.
colleges?
No.
Oh yeah, you should check him out. He does really good debates with some of the students.
I've seen a few of them. I know that Stephen Crowder does it as well.
Yeah, he does the change my mind thing. No, what I was saying yesterday too. Yeah, you said you're familiar with Jay 2 Cents. He's a good channel if you want to learn some about some newer stuff. He has a really good channel on computers. He covers a lot of good information.
Yeah, I'm already subbed to his channel. He's pretty good. But that thing about memory was interesting, and it is food for thought.
Yeah,
and
he kind of breaks it down, like he says, you don't need to go out and buy that, like just because.
Yeah. And that's why I was asking about the memory. But at the time, I thought it was funny because the simple question about memory was allowed to be abducted and dragged somewhere that it didn't need to be. And it started. It's funny when I rewind it.
I was just confused by your question, though. Like,
the question. The thing is, the question was very simple. But what happened is the question was abducted and it was taken somewhere else where it didn't want to be, and then you started answering the question that was created, and then a new question was formulated from the assumptions made about why I might be asking the question. It was like a type of insanity that neither of you could see, and everyone was feeding into it. So David made a comment, and then Mark made a comment, and then you answered the comment about what that Mark made, and it was, if you rewind it, you'll see it was kind of insane.
No, I watched it, but it was because I was confused about your original question. That's why.
Yeah, no, that because I kept saying just read the original question, because the original question was
It
really
was the
simple.
way you worded it, though. To me, it didn't. Wasn't understanding what your context of it was. Like,
Oh, okay. Yeah, what was the original question? It was something like, would it still work in a thingy slot?
Yeah,
or
you were
something?
asking it as in a way of like you were wanting to upgrade, or if you were.
Oh yeah,
That's
but
the
that's
way I read it.
yeah, but that was the thing.
But sometimes when you message, when you put something out there, to you it makes sense, but then it might come off.
No,
in
I
a
know.
different
I know
context
there's
to
a lot of
somebody else.
ambiguity in the way that messages are, and I did understand it. But the original question was clear enough. There was enough information in the original question to make sense of it. But what I was pointing out was the way that the question was then interpreted. It wasn't open to interpretation. So what I was saying is, I was just trying to figure out whether or not the memory would have worked in a certain way, and that's it.
Yeah, I like
You see
watching.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like watching J2Cents. So one reasons I like watching his channel is because he's the type that, like, when Nvidia when Asus, did that weird shit with their new motherboards where they had a problem with them and they put an update out, but then they were telling people if you did the update, it wasn't going to be covered by the warranty, even though
Oh
they're
God, well
the
that's
ones.
a bit unfair, isn't it?
And he was actually sponsored by Asus, and he dropped him as a sponsor because of that whole
Oh, good.
situation. And he called him
man.
out on it, like he does that. Like if he thinks that a specific sponsor is doing something shady,
Yeah,
he'll
they're fucking over
immediately
their
drop
customers.
him, and then he'll
Yeah,
call
I
him
like
out
that.
on it. He's very brutally honest, and that's why I like watching his channel.
Good. Yeah. Because there is a big difference between being brutally honest and then just being kind of obnoxiously rude
Gitchy had a
with makers.
question for you.
Oh, I'm curious, English peeps. Did you want to be? Oh, sorry. Did that want to be law passed? That no, I can't. Oh my God.
Was there a law passed that once you were born after 2009, you cannot buy cigarettes in the UK?
Right. So yeah, there was recently a law being discussed in the House of Parliament where if you were born after 2009, 2009 or after, that you cannot buy cigarettes. It's illegal to buy cigarettes. Now that just means that people of a certain age will always be able to buy cigarettes. People who don't qualify by means of age will be
What's your guys'
rejected.
smoking age now?
I'd have to work that out, and that would involve some mental arithmetic.
Because ours was 18 to smoke cigarettes, 21 to drink, but then they switched it about, was it 4, maybe 5 years ago? It got switched to 21 for both.
So it'd be 16. So you'd have to be, if you're 16, you qualify. If you're under 16, you won't be able to buy cigarettes, and that'll just continue.
So they must have grandfathered in people that were born in 2009 or something. I don't know. Or before 2009, maybe they grandfathered them in.
I don't know what you mean by grandfathered, but
that means when you say grandfathered in, that means like, say I had an account with Netflix, right? And I was paying a certain amount, and they said, okay, you're grandfathered in. That means I'd never have to pay more than that. You get what I'm saying? Like it's.
Oh, okay.
And then anybody that joins Netflix after me they would have to be subjugated to price hikes where I wouldn't. Yeah. That's kind of what that term means.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go, David. He knows it. Yes, the law passed.
What's up, David?
18 to buy and smoke in the UK. There you go.
What's up, David?
Yeah, see, ours got
Thank you, David.
21. But that doesn't make sense to me. Like I said, you can join the military at what, I think 17.
Yeah,
But you can't
you
drink or
get
smoke.
shot, you can't drink.
You can't even smoke anymore. Can't drink or smoke. Like when do we classify you as an adult now? 21 instead of 18? Like
Hmm.
if you're
Yeah.
if we're going to as a society say 18 is an adult, then why is there restrictions on drinking and smoking? That should be 18 technically. I mean, you're classifying somebody as an adult. I don't get it. Doesn't make sense to me. Because then they should say, well, you can't join the military until you're 21.
Hmm.
Like I don't get it. You can do crazy shit at 18, but then there's stuff that's really not all that uncommon. You can't do that at 18.
Yeah, it does seem a little silly. Yeah, so I think David and Laura are going through a bit of something at the moment, aren't they? What's that about?
Laura's mom's pretty sick at the moment.
Oh, okay.
They
That's
went
what I
on
heard too.
they went on vacation and then she got sick while they were on vacation, so
And they had to come home, yeah?
no, I think they're stuck up where they went to vacation. She got put in the
Oh, got it.
hospital up there, so they're stuck there at the moment.
Oh, I see what you mean. So, her mum was on vacation with her.
Yeah, and then she
Right,
got
got ya.
sick while they were on vacation,
Okay.
so she had to
Where
be
are they?
admitted in the hospital.
Are they in England or abroad?
I think was it Scotland they normally go to?
Okay, that's not too
I
bad then.
think I'm not entirely sure where they went to vacation.
It's
I
still
think
amazing.
Scotland's where they normally go. So yeah, it's nothing worse than going on a vacation and some crazy shit like that happening to you.
Yeah, you're right there.
Especially when you're far from home too. Because you when you go on a vacation, you budget your money for that vacation, and all of a sudden something like that happens. Now you might have to stay there longer.
Yeah, it throws you out, doesn't it?
Yeah, it could throw your money off, your money game. There's all kinds of shit that could really fuck you over. David's trying to connect his audio. So he can tell us more about that if he wants to.
Yeah. And you don't have to, Dave. It's fine. We can be
I'm just going by what he's
Tactful.
told everybody publicly. So
yeah, me
I
too.
don't know. I don't know nothing else besides what he's just messaged everybody.
I never like to dig simply because it may well be that we're just given what we're supposed to be given, and that's
Right.
Right, the latest situation with Laura is her mum's doing a lot better.
Okay.
Good to hear.
Good.
Excellent.
The doctor yesterday that Laura had a falling out with, I mean, we've all seen Laura's tempers, but you haven't seen that one. Yeah, when they said they wouldn't move her back to Basildon. Yeah. They've now relented and hoping they're going to move her back on Monday.
Okay. That's good, man.
Now, I take it Basildon have a good place for your mum to recoup, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Well, see, the doctor actually got the information wrong. They said that Laura's mum couldn't be moved because she was sick.
Right.
Yeah. But that's not the rule. The rule is if they are still sick and it's beneficial for them to be near her, then they should be moved near her home.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying too. Like I said, them going on vacation, they budgeted for that, and then when something like that happens, you know, her dad might not have the extra money to stay at a hotel, or
I mean, it could be
you
worse.
know,
They could
it
be
could
abroad,
rack
right?
up extra costs.
Well,
on
yeah,
you know.
it's they're in Lincolnshire.
Uh,
Where they're staying is about 40 miles from the hospital she's in.
Yeah, and that's
It's
extra
okay.
gas and stuff having to run
Yeah,
back and
but
forth. Yeah.
count
That
your
could- that-
blessings, man. Could be a lot worse.
It could be. Well, just gotta hope she doesn't relapse and yeah, they move her back to Basel and then she can see all her family.
I'm assuming they're gonna bring her back by ambulance,
Yeah.
or would they do a medical flight?
No, it's an ambulance.
Oh, okay. Well, normally they'll do that here, but if it's a really, really long distance, they'll end up doing a flight just because it's faster.
Yeah, because what they have to do, they have to plan the route. So technically, they go within 2 miles of the nearest hospital as they're coming down.
Just in case they run into a problem. They plan it to go along routes where there's hospitals, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That way, if there's a medical emergency, they don't have to go very far.
Yeah.
It's a good way to do it, though.
Yeah, well, the doctor actually tried to tell Laura that they don't have to move her, but Laura already checked up on it, and the doctor got in Laura's face. Well, that was a bad mistake, because Laura nearly fucking exploded the whole hospital. Even her dad went, "Fuck this, I'm off."
Yeah, I can imagine she went off.
That was it.
Oh shit! Sorry. Can you see all that? I'm sorry. I'm fucking about and.
Yeah.
No way. It's me. I thought I was doing that on my own.
Yeah.
Oh, now thank you.
Yeah, I moved the mouse and I was like, "The fuck's going on here?"
No, what it is a whiteboard, and you can draw on it, and everybody sees what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's pretty much for presentations, but we've messed
Yeah.
around with it and drawn penises and stuff on it before.
Yeah, no, I saw. I was looking at David's past drawing.
Charades, couldn't you? Is it charades where you draw on a board and you've got to guess what it is?
Yeah, and
No,
you
no,
can look
no,
at
no,
it.
not
It will show,
charades. But it's Pictionary. Isn't it called Pictionary or something?
yeah, but it will show you archives of ones that you drew before.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I saw David's drawing.
No, that was probably Paul's, because one day we were drawing.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, we were drawing penises and shit on there one day.
Yeah.
You see, also when somebody shares a video or anything,
Yeah.
you put the pen that comes up along the left hand side. You can actually draw on the video.
Mhm.
I do it to Hot Rod every now and again. I put arrows and go, he's going to go this way.
Yeah, when you do the, what is it, the annotation?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish, like I said, I wish Zoom would add a few more features. Because honestly, I like Zoom, but I just don't like the fact
Just
that
away from the computer for a second.
that you can't do like you know, background behind the panel. I wish, because I know it was mainly designed for businesses, but so many people are using it for streaming now, just, you know, on YouTube and different sites, that I really think they should start catering more to that side as well. Because they even added fucking avatars. Like, what business is using the avatars? Like, that just, I don't see a professional meeting where everybody's using avatars.
Oops.
Like, you remember that? Do you remember the video of the guy that was on that court hearing and he got stuck as the cat avatar?
Well, it's not like. Okay.
Did you ever see that? And he can't figure out how to turn it off, and the judge.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see if I can find it. It's funny as shit.
Is Gitchy still in the chat, do you know?
She was a
Let's
second ago,
get you.
yeah.
She was a minute ago. Hey, Gidge, hey, Gidge.
I'm sure she's still listening. She didn't say she was leaving, so usually she'll say bye if she's taking off.
All right then.
Yeah, she's still
If
in.
you're in the chat, we do apologise, but it looks like Tuesday we won't be able to make it.
Gitchy's always in the chat. She's always AI.
The door to the balcony.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to going to London on Tuesday, but
Just AFK for a minute or two, guys. Sorry.
it's going to be a mad zone round here.
You're muted.
I'm back.
Yeah, watch this. This guy's at a court on a Zoom call for a court hearing. And he turned it on. It's an older guy, so he doesn't know how to turn it off. And he's
Yeah.
talking to the judge and shit. Watch, listen to him.
I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I'm okay, Gitchy. Very tired, but I'm okay.
I can see that. I think if you click the up arrow next to the start video or stop video button at the bottom, you'll see video settings. And I believe in video settings, you will see the video filters option that you can turn off.
Well, that hair's dyed.
There we go.
The judge was trying not to laugh. He was like, I'm not a cat.
It looks like that judge died.
Yeah, he was trying not to laugh.
Yes. I would have been laughing at his hair.
Gitchy, how you doing, Gitchy?
That was like that dude that came into the court hearing. So he was on a live stream the night before. And it was, he had his name set as like Butthole Master 3000 or something. And he comes into the court hearing with the judge on Zoom and didn't change the name. Oh my God, dude, judge got so pissed.
Oh, for all those that have got bamboo printers, the P1P looks like it's going to be recalled.
Boy,
Uh,
you
Wow,
don't have any.
that's
You don't
crazy.
have any luck with those printers, do you?
Well, it was supposed to send me a replacement, but now this morning I got an email saying that they've tested a few of the printers out and found serious faults. So they're going to offer me a full refund instead.
Ah,
Okay.
You got your paperwork all dropped off, Paul?
yeah, about 30 pages. I had to.
That doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be a recall. A recall would mean that there'd be a design issue, and recalls are huge. It's a massive thing for a company to do.
Yeah, but they're
And,
going the
they
same
just
way
do
they
it
did with the
all, yeah.
A1.
Well, there's two, like over here, there's two different types of recalls. A voluntary recall if the company does it, and then they can be forced to do a recall.
Yeah, same over here.
But most
Safety.
companies will do a voluntary recall right before they're forced to do it. They'll
If
end
there's,
up doing it.
if there's a serious fault, they'll do what they did with the A1. They'll give you an option. Keep the printer and they'll send you the parts, or they'll just send it back and they'll refund you.
You've already been through that. Send it back and they'll refund you stuff, right?
Yeah, well, like I said, it was strange that everything was geared up for it to go back and I get a replacement. And now it's going back for full refund. So I've got it printing some small things so I can use all the filament up.
Huh.
I don't think I'm going to buy a new one.
Oh, you can always try the one Joe's got.
Yeah, Joe,
Yeah,
set it up. You don't seem to be using it.
Yeah, it doesn't
I
seem to
used it
have
the
any
other day.
issues with his. But I mean, I could see them having issues with those printers because they're a lot more complex with the multicolors and all that. It's something that they're gonna have to work on. These printers are getting more complex because they're adding more tech into them. So,
It might just be they got a bad batch in stock. That's all.
Yeah, it could be a regional thing too, you know? It could be so specific hot spots that they're having issues.
Yeah.
It's very possible it could be a regional thing.
I got a question for David. I'm gonna send you a file eventually when I go figure out how to do what I want, in case I figure it out. But it's a coins. It's a coin you can print.
You're trying to send a file?
Well, no, not. Let me explain. It's a coin, and it's called ASO coin, right? So it's got writing on both sides, so it's raised off the edges and everything. But when you put it on a printer bed, it's got a gap. So what happens if you try to print it straight like that, with flat, you're gonna have a problem. You have to put support. I think support's gonna mess it up because support's gonna be not make it look right. I think you could do it, but I think you
I
at
think
minimum
on its side, 90
yeah, if you
degrees.
try- yeah, if you try to stand it up, you have no base on the bottom to hold it in place.
Yeah, but what you do, you tell it to print a base and supports and stand up 90 degrees, it will print.
Have you tried just printing it the way it is, just to see?
No, I put it on there. I looked at it. I didn't feel like fooling with it. I'll fool with it later today.
Yeah, because I printed a coin the other week.
Where'd you get that print from?
It's off of printables.
That's Anchor Makes site, right?
I don't know who printables is.
No. You didn't get it from Anchor Make though, right?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say, because their profiles should all be set perfect to work with that printer, where you shouldn't
Yeah.
have to change anything.
Yeah,
Unless you're-
all the ones you get over there are perfect. You know.
Yeah, unless you're just trying to improve, like you want to try to improve it yourself or something. But other than that, they should all work fine.
Yeah. Because it's got writing on it. I'm looking at it. I kind of like it. I'm actually thinking about bringing it over to what you call it? What's the name of the place? Tinkercad, and making it a little thicker, and then leveling it off, and then putting something else. I might just. I didn't think about it. I might just make it smaller so my sticker will go on the other side. Then I'll have it on one side and I give it to people. You know, I think that look better.
Huh? Play around with it and see.
Yeah, might do it that way. But
I mean,
I
that's
might see if it'll work standing up. You know, standing up it might work.
Well, like I said, yeah, it's all about trial and error. Try to figure it out yourself first, and then if you get to a point where it's so frustrating,
Yeah.
then try to find somebody to help you with it because you might
Yeah,
figure
just-
it out. You know.
Yeah, I didn't feel like fooling with it yesterday. Like that duck when I was having a problem with that duck. I said, "Well, why isn't it? Was it the duck? It was something that wasn't. It was messing up right then. I went down and just took a little piece off of it and flattened it out, and it worked perfect.
Because the more you try to do it yourself, the more you're gonna teach yourself too. You know.
Oh yeah,
The more you fuck with
just-
shit and try to figure it out and all that good stuff.
yeah. It's just I've been sitting around saying lately the last month
Don't listen to him,
because I'm
Joe.
not shooting a lot. I've been procrastinating. You know.
Don't listen to him, Joe. The more you try to do it yourself, the more bold you get. You end up like Dominic.
My dad was 73 years old. He died of cancer, and he had more hair on his head than I have on my head. So I don't think I'm gonna lose it. Only reason mine doesn't look like I have any because I cut it short all the time. But if I let mine go, like I said, within a year, I'd look like Santa Claus.
Oh, and Justin, it was definitely Laura, the DHL driver liked, because since I answered the door, he's never come back.
So I'm putting a link in the chat, by the way, using my phone. Justin, could you have a look at it online? Because I think it's really funny. And I think that everyone's going to like this, especially David, because I think it's up his street. It's a rat spanker. It's been designed.
Oh my God.
I say Justin, but Paul, I suppose, since it's your stream, Paul, you might want to show this device.
Oh my
All
God.
I'm telling you now,
It's
I'm
got
gonna
a
go buy
special-
some donuts today. Seen that picture?
Oh yeah.
Look,
What the hell?
There you go. It's got a special rat detector, and then it holds the rat down and spanks it on the arse. Yeah. So it detects the rat, restrains it, and then Backed his ass.
and then gets kinky with it.
Yeah, and then lets it go, and then it learns its lesson, never comes back. Much better, much more humane.
The only slight problem with it, the one near the back end, the strap near the back end, will kill it because it'll
will
damage
it?
internal organs. It's too strong.
Oh, do you think it's slapping it too hard? Do you think maybe
No,
it needs a gentler slap?
No, the strap will do it.
You're muted, Paul.
What
Yeah,
David's
there you go.
saying, I think, David, is that underneath the mouse is the hardest, is the easiest place to damage a mouse really easy. And by the squeezing it like that, its internal organs are right there, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might damage it.
It will be a very painful way to go.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, rupturing the bits.
It'd be better off just the good old-fashioned clunk on the head. At least it's quick.
Yep.
Yeah, do you know I've seen some really good ones where the rat pokes its head in to sniff some food, and it's just like thwack gone in an instant. You don't even see it.
Yeah, because you know,
very good designs.
There's some mouse and rat catchers that I know they work. I'm not really happy about them. What they do is they have a ladder. They go up on top of the.
Oh, they drown them. Yeah,
they
I don't
drown
like that at all.
They drown in water. It's like there's nothing got to be worse than drowning. In
Right,
water.
exactly. And what a cruel thing to do, have them drown in water.
You see, there's actually a law over here. You can kill mice, but you have to do it as quickly and as humanely as possible. If you leave the mouse to suffer, you're breaking the law.
Yeah, I'm with Paul on that, 100%.
Yeah.
Drowning them, fuck that. That's not the thing to do at all. Not humane.
Because when we moved into our old place in Wickford, the one we got evicted from, the first night we moved in, me and Laura were sat watching TV, and we saw these two mice. They come running out the kitchen, run round the coffee table and back into the kitchen. And we was like, did we see that? And then they did it again. It was like, right, that's it. We went out and got the humane mouse trap. You know, the one where you put the cheese at the end.
Yeah.
And then you have to go around the maze and the door's shut so they can't get back out.
That's right, yeah.
And then the next day we got up. It was like, where's the fucking cheese gone? And we was like,
they'd done it.
Yeah.
They'd solved it, had they?
Yeah. Well, one night we sat there.
I like that.
One would hold the door open, but the other one got the cheese.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's funny, Justin.
We messaged our landlord and said, you know, we got these two mice and we don't know how we're going to get rid of them because they're very clever. And he said, oh, no, they're very clever. They're my circus mice. He said, when I let the property go, because I couldn't take them with me, I let them go.
Oh, fucking hell.
They were trained
That's crazy.
to do it.
They're trained circus mice, and they happen to end up in your place.
Like the Green Mile. Bloody hell.
Unfortunately,
So
we
Justin,
had
I need to make that coin for Don. Don, he needs it.
There you go.
Your
It's the
microphone
same
is
thing on
dog
both
shit,
sides,
Dave.
so I can fix it.
It goes in and out with the microphone.
So David, Laura, okay? Is she surviving or?
yeah, kind of. We're getting there. Her mum's getting slightly better. We're hoping they're going to move her back this way on Monday. Laura got in the face of the doctors yesterday, and even her dad's shit himself. I told him she had a bad temper.
Yeah.
You know how I normally insult her on here?
Yeah.
You guys wind me up and, well, say, you're going to hear that slap in a minute. Well, after yesterday, I ain't going to wind her up no more.
Yeah.
I ain't getting on the end of that one. When she comes back, it's going to be, yes, Laura. Sure, Laura. What do you want, Laura?
Sounds like she's pretty much homicidal.
Hey, David,
That's like a bit
don't
of
encourage
violence.
her. Please don't encourage her. We get enough
I'm
of
gonna hear
her.
in the news that she's killed David or something.
What am I looking at?
So
Your
what are you
food's
guys
on
looking at? Because
Thursday.
I'm messing around in the kitchen making tea and all that bollocks. Let's have a look. Exit full screen.
Yes, see.
Excuse me. Oh my word.
Oh, there's nothing worse than get hiccups.
I haven't eaten anything, so I don't know why I'm hiccuping. Excuse me. I just went and bought 200 fags for 55 quid. Sorry, cigarettes.
Oh, and they were pre-rolled 200.
200.
How much did you pay?
£55.
Ah, that's a lot.
Not really.
Oh no, I guess
mean,
not. No, yeah.
$70 ish.
That would be a carton of cigarettes here.
Yeah, a carton of cigarettes is 200, so it's 10 packets of 20.
Yeah, that's not a bad price, I guess.
Yeah. Well, they're usually 3 times that. If you bought it if you bought a carton in the shop, it would be 3 times easily. So. And it's you've got to kill yourself as cheaply as possible, not really too much. But I think it's going to be the last carton of cigarettes I buy ever. I'm done with it. Why is the sound on here so fucked up? Can anyone hear Joe, or is it just me?
David's here.
No, I had it, what you call, I had it muted, sorry.
Okay.
No, I figured out this coin thing. It had the same writing on both sides. I made it a little thicker and I cut some of it off. Then I'm gonna go ahead and just make a blank side where I can put my little round sticker on it.
So
Yeah, the coins I'm gonna really miss because Bamboo's got the software where you can add text, and it's so simple.
Joe, when do you got to go to the high school?
Got about an hour and 15 minutes before I have to get ready.
And that's when you're going to take all of your photos that you did, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna run them over and hand them to Junior OTC, so I'm done with that one. Yeah.
Yeah, Gitchy was asking how David is doing.
Yeah, I answered her. Very tired.
Well, yeah, the week's vacation turned out to be a week's nightmare, right?
What was that?
The week of vacation turned out to be a week of nightmare.
Yep.
They'll fix her up, and then you'll be on vacation again. You'll be okay.
The worst bit is I didn't go on this vacation.
Yeah,
But
you were celebrating a staycation.
Yeah.
See, I'm becoming Americanized. I'm saying vacation. Jeez, it's a holiday.
Don't worry. Even the niece and nephews are going American here. And it'll be disgusting.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Rebecca went to school the other day, and when she went into the canteen, they had chicken nuggets. Yeah, and she went over to the counter and she went, "I want nuggies and French fries." And the canteen staff was looking at her going, "You want what?"
Chicken noogies.
Yeah. it actually took a Canadian to work it out what she wanted.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right
well,
then, I
that's
guess
that's
it's time
that's
for
what you call
gravy.
the Americanization of the world. It's a good thing, though, right?
No.
I knew that was coming.
But I do laugh at people that live in the US and they're like, we have no culture. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Oh, you do.
I'm like, if you look at the American culture around the world, there's a lot of countries that have adopted, that are big fans of American films, American music. I was like, dude, what are you talking about? We have no culture. Like,
Yeah, it's silly when they say
seriously, it's one of the most influential cultures around the world.
Exactly.
I
In
mean-
fact, it influences our culture a bit
It
too much.
depends
if
on
you
what
ask
they
me.
mean
But
by
anyway,
culture as well.
You know when? Okay, so you know what they call so you've seen hold on, let me find a picture here.
Yeah.
I'll explain to you what I'm talking about.
Yeah, when it comes to pop culture, you've got some pretty good artists. I mean, you ain't got the world's best, they're ours, unfortunately. You're never going to beat the Beatles and stuff like that.
yeah, but they're getting there, aren't they, David? I think it's quite, there's nothing wrong with it. They're getting there.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
And a lot of the best comedies are British, or British in nature.
in LA, Mexicans tend to have a certain type of dressing like this, right? A look that they kind of portray with the plaid and the jeans and khakis and
Oh, everyone.
stuff. But you know what's funny is there's actually in Japan, there is now big groups of Japanese youth that have picked up that same style, and they look like a Mexican gang out of LA.
Yeah, it's like the Texans with the cowboy hats. That's a big thing. People walking around in cowboy boots and hats.
Way over in England, you're seeing that now?
Really?
Especially the girls.
And they do line dancing and stuff. They're usually the same people who do line dancing, and they experience that kind of clothing and the kind of culture.
When you go to Primark, they've got a whole section of stuff now. The sportswear and cowboy stuff and all sorts.
Well, and then there's, like I said, there's a lot of countries that have taken parts of American culture, brought it into theirs, and then twisted it in their own way. You know what I'm saying? But you can totally tell where they were influenced from by the way that they did it. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Yeah, you can see the origins.
Influenced you, and we're just taking it back.
But I mean, a lot of, like I said, it pisses me off when I hear people over here say that. They're like, oh, US has no culture. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, you guys need to get out and experience the world a
See the
little.
world a bit. Yeah.
The only thing I think is the US lacks, and I might be wrong, is historical buildings.
Yeah, you can't make them, can you?
Stuff like that.
What you can do about
Well,
that?
I mean, we're still
It's
kind
a
of a
new
young
country.
country too. I mean,
Yeah.
but we do
Yes,
have.
what I don't like is when people call it a cultural appropriation, because I think there's nothing better than emulating someone's culture. It's very flattering that someone would want to do that because it means that they value it.
Right.
But I don't think cultural appropriation exists at all. I think everything is appropriated.
I think everything
One way or
is
another.
open to. It should be open to anybody to enjoy.
Exactly.
Just like certain
So-
types of genre music, like you don't have to be a white guy from Indiana to be a country singer.
Yeah, or
You know?
you don't have to be a black guy to appreciate and make and sing reggae music, In fact,
Yeah.
England did that a little while ago with ska music and whatnot. And it was great, very successful.
Yeah.
Go to the kitchen.
Music and art and all that is a universal language that anybody
Yeah.
should be able to enjoy, no matter what
The only thing
genre it is in.
I will say,
I agree, 100%.
the only thing I will say is people just need to get on with their own lives and,
Yeah, and not worry about what other people get up to some degree. Yeah.
yeah. Not gonna-
I think Israel should be very worried about Iran. And
They just did a counter strike apparently yesterday. I don't know how that's gonna play out.
Israel
Yeah,
and
they-
hopefully Israel will do something about it. And I think
There
they
was
should.
reports of explosions in Iran last night.
Yes, there was. There was 2 explosions, but the rest of them were all shot down.
You really believe that, right? Do you think Iran has the defense system to stop Israel?
No,
Oh,
maybe
wait.
well, it depends. If it's just a standard missile, there are
Because
still
the
some
two
SM3.
the 2 missiles that were sent hit the target, and the drones failed because they were shot down.
Right, but that's what I'm saying too, is like there are still some older air defense systems that they get from Russia,
Yeah.
like SM3.
Those Russian air defense systems are pretty good, I've got to say.
SM3, SM4 missiles systems, those are still pretty much of a threat if you're in like a Gen 4 aircraft. Now, if Israel's flying the F-35, they're never going to fucking see them.
Well, the
Like
thing
those-
of it is we can take the more cynical opinion of what is being coming out of Iran is they want to recover. They don't want to say, yeah, we got screwed. No.
Listen,
So therefore
this is
they
the
shot
thing.
down they shot down
Yep.
Israeli stuff. You don't know whether it's true or not.
No, there's
Exactly,
video.
yeah.
There is videos of them being shot down, the drones.
Well, like I said, it depends because, like I said, if they're flying an F-35 and they're flying over and they're bombing, it's going to be too quick for an air defense system to catch it and do it because they're not going to see them in an F-35. They just don't have that tech.
Yeah.
It's
Biggest thing that's come out of this conflict is the fact that when Iran fired at Israel, the US British systems managed to shot down 2 of the missiles in the
well, that's perfectly
outer
capable.
space where they were.
That's perfectly capable with if they're using old Soviet air defense systems from the 80s and
Yeah,
early 90s.
they're very good.
They're good, but when it comes to using 5th generation aircraft, those air defense systems are completely useless at that point because they won't even see them. You put an F-22, F-35 in the air, they're never going to see that fucking plane. Like those planes are invisible. I mean, they're the size. And if a radar can lock onto it, they only have a radar cross section of a bumblebee. I mean, it's so small.
Those, wherever the radar signature is, it's a complete non sequitur as far as what they've got with ECM. Excuse me. They're towing an ECM on a cable, and that ECM has its own computer, has its own. It's basically like having another airplane, completely dedicated to countermeasure, and it will try and defeat the missile electronically. It'll do all sorts of things, and at the end of it, if it can't defeat the missile electronically, it will pay itself out from the aircraft, like I don't know, 30 meters or something, and it will pose as the aircraft in every sense and every way it can. It will pretend and mimic the aircraft signature.
Well,
So
the badass thing.
It's a really amazing piece of kit.
Well, not to mention the badass thing about the F-22s and the F-35s is their sensor package suites.
Yeah,
they actually interconnect with each other, and they use they combine as one massive force instead of individual aircraft, and so they're constantly relaying information.
Forget what they call it, but yeah, that's what they do. And even the helmet, when you got the helmet on, you look through your legs. You just look through completely everything.
See the ground, yep.
Yeah, you can look right through the aircraft at a 360-degree view.
The biggest thing that's going to come, I reckon, will be satellites that can shoot lasers and will take down any missile anywhere.
Oh, and the great thing about laser technology, but the bad thing about it is, laser technology is actually very cheap to produce.
Well, yeah,
that also leaves
you
it
fire
open to other
fire a laser beam, and within seconds you can fire another one.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is the bad thing about lasers is they're very cheap to produce, but that also leaves it open to anybody can build them. You know what I'm saying? Like
AI.
It's one of those things that, like, when it comes down to lasers, it's going to be targeting systems, stuff like that. Who has a better targeting systems? who
I don't
has
know
a
about anyone
better,
can build them.
but
They're
they
not
become,
easy.
they're actually very cheap to build though. Like they
Yeah,
were talking
but you
about the
can
ones
fire
they've installed.
you can fire a laser beam at any angle. Yeah. So if you know how fast the missile is going and in what direction, yeah, they
Right.
can shoot it down with a laser beam.
Well, that's where the really technical shit comes into play with the laser. How well is your missile detection system? How well is your guidance system for that laser? That's where that gets complex.
Yeah.
The laser itself is easy to build and it's cheap. Like they've gotten these things down to where the ones they're mounting on carriers and they're mounting on destroyers now, they only cost, you know, less than $1 million to actually build one. They're not super expensive. But like I said, when you get into the targeting system, all that, that's when it gets complex. But if the US can do it, other countries can do it as well, you know. And
Yeah.
that's the thing, is it's a really good weapon, but it's a cheap weapon to build. So that's the double-sided sword with that. If it was super expensive, you know, if it was, you know, $1 billion to build one of those lasers and put it on an aircraft carrier, there'd only be a couple countries in the world that can afford to do that. You know, very few countries. It would really limit who could do it. But with that being so cheap, a lot of smaller countries are able to implement that now. It's just like those drones Iran was shooting over.
Yeah.
You know, these aren't.
Next weapon, though, the next weapon that's going to come out, and they're going to have to be pretty quick, is going to be the missile that zigzags. Because that way, if he starts throwing in different angles, going up and down and back and forth and that, the laser beam ain't going to get it.
Well, and it's like the drones that Iran sent over to Israel. These aren't $200-300 million Reaper drones like the US build with a lot of tech in them. These are cheap little $20,000 drones they're throwing off an assembly line so they can afford to kamikaze them. You know, like where the US isn't going to send a $300 million drone to kamikaze, you know, a fucking building. You know, they'll strap some missiles on it and just do it that way. But that's the only reason Iran can afford to send 200 of them at a time.
It's called target saturation. What they do is they give them so many targets that the next job for them to do, from an intel perspective, is to figure out which one has priority to shoot down, and which one doesn't present much of a danger.
It goes to show you how well the U.S. operates around the world, though, because when they fired all that shit, the U.S. alone took down over 100 of those drones, and they took over, I think, 20 or 30% of the cruise missiles just from bases around Israel. Like that just goes to show how well they are at tracking and reacting to it. Because like they said, they got 99% of everything that was shot at them. There was only like, I think, 1 or 2 that actually made it through and did a little damage.
Well, they made it through, but didn't hit the target.
One kid got injured, apparently.
Right, it was a little girl.
They're okay now.
Well, that's the thing, is I don't even think those drones were targeting specific targets. I think they were set to fly a certain amount of time and just drop out of the sky.
The drones were a distraction. You send 300, you know, say 280 drones up, right? You saturate the area so the air defense goes nuts, and then you've got
a distraction for
ballistic missiles get through.
Well, and that's how the U.S. did in the first Gulf War in Baghdad. They sent hundreds of drones in. They caused the SAM sites to kick on their radars, fire at the drones, and then they came in behind them with the F-A-18s locked onto the radars from the SAM stations, launched their, you know, their missiles into the SAM stations, and that's how they did it. It was a distraction.
Yeah.
And the Iraqis thought they were getting all these kills on these planes, and it wasn't nothing but little drones, you know, little
they
cheapy
died.
drones.
And it takes a while to refill those batteries, doesn't it? You know.
Oh, some of them might be a one-shot thing too.
Missiles in the bloody things.
You got to think those SAMs, like the SM-3s and stuff. Those are just 4 big-ass rockets on the back of a truck. I don't even think you can just refill them. You know, once they're gone, they're gone.
Oh no, you can refill them.
Well, I'm saying, but I don't think you can do it on the fly right there in the battlefield, though.
No, probably
really?
not. No.
Like the ones like like the Iron Dome system that Israel has, those are a lot smaller rockets, so they can refill those. Those are refillable.
Yeah, but the thing
batteries.
is, the Iron Dome has lots of different rockets. They have all the way from Patriot missiles to things like Sidewinder type things. I don't think it is a Sidewinder. It might be, but they have very small rockets and then very big rockets, and then they prioritize targets. If one's a
Right.
long way away, they'll use a larger rocket with more range. And if it's just something which is close by, they'll use a quick rocket with smaller, or let's say less range ability. But that's how they prioritize
It's
it.
just like those Sea
So it
Whiz guns, man.
varies
Those
depending
things are
on.
badass.
Oh yeah, no, they're brilliant. When you
There
see
was
them operating properly, it's just incredible. I love it.
there was that one video. It was really funny. It was a Navy ship. It was a U.S. Navy ship, and they were out in the water, and an airline flew over them to land at an airport right offshore. And
Oh,
the
yeah.
fucking Sea Whiz was sitting there following the plane, and the military guy standing next to him, he's like, no, no, no.
Hmm.
Because it's sitting there
Yeah.
tracking the plane. It's like following.
Yeah, it tracks it, but it doesn't necessarily have to
No, I
let
know,
off
but the
any
guy
a
knew it
couple.
wasn't going to fire, but just the way he was saying
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
hilarious.
When a Vulcan cannon is tracking you, that is obviously cause for some concern.
Well,
Oh,
it's one of
my
those.
God.
The Vulcan, those guns, they lock onto a target, figure out where it's going, and then they shoot ahead of the target.
Of course,
in order
yeah,
to-
yeah, like because it
yeah,
has to allow for the time for the round to get there.
it's going to shoot
leading
where
the
it's going to
target.
be.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
It's really kind of cool. And sometimes they do it in a little spiral so they can almost
No.
guarantee that it's going to hit to some degree. They shoot a little spiral.
Imagine if they had those back in World War II. Oh, dude, they'd have fucked the Japanese up bad with those. There was actually a movie made back in like the 80s, and it was about an aircraft carrier that went through like a wormhole, and it goes back to World War II.
Oh yeah, the Philadelphia experiment. It's a good film.
Yeah, and it was funny because they just come in and they have the F-4, the Tomcats and everything on the aircraft carrier, and they just start fucking up the Japanese.
I'm going to change my headphones. Bear with me.
Well, guys, drop out. So we've got things to do.
All right.
So I'll chat to you all later. Catch you later, Joe.
Later.
Say bye to Paul for me.
Hey, David. Take care, David.
Oh, there you go. They're
What's
working.
up, Rigger? Oh, Rigger,
What happened?
did you watch
Did
that
David
short?
go? Okay. Bye, David.
I sent you a messenger. Shit, it's hilarious. When I went back and watched that live stream, I realized you got up laughing and had to walk away from the computer for a minute. So I had to clip it. It was pretty funny. It is a Sidewinder Iron Dome adapted AIM-9
cool.
Sidewinders. Oh, they got the new Sidewinder with the off-bore shots now too.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't even have to be looking at the plane anymore to lock onto it. It can do an off-bore shot.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Because it's got, what they did was they took a Sidewinder and they've now added thrust vectoring into it. So it can actually turn and do an off-bore shot and hit a plane.
Oh. Just makes them more maneuverable.
That's the one that they're adding. The F-22s and F-35s are supposed to be getting those adapted to them. But it's got its own version of thrust vectoring on the missile. So it can make tight turns and switch directions real quick.
Justin, what's the one that's a cruise missile? And before it hits a target, it fans out a whole bunch of blades and just chops everything up.
I don't know
Oh,
what
the
that one
cutter,
is.
I think.
There's one that lays, it destroys, what
I
is
think
it?
it's called a Sidewinder.
There's also a really nasty bomb that we have that we use. And what it does is it tears up runways, makes craters in them, but then it also drops a bunch of anti-personnel mines behind it, like hundreds of them. And that way, if you try to come out and, you know, fix the runway, it catches any like crews trying to come out there to fix the runways. It was what they used it in the first Gulf War, and it was actually designed for if there was a conflict during the Cold War.
That's
Can't
some
remember what
evil
it was
shit.
called.
That is.
Yeah, it is.
And you-
It blows a bunch of craters in the runway and then drops hundreds of anti-personnel.
Bomblets, yeah. Those things, Paul, are called cluster. I mean, it's cluster ammunition, and they're designed for all sorts of reasons. They can have different payloads, but yeah, bomblets. Sometimes the bomblets come down on parachutes, so they spread all over the place with the wind. And other times they drop slowly with like a propeller type of thing that comes out of them.
Rigger said well, the Tomahawks are the cruise.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Tomahawk are
Those are the ones yeah, because the cruise missiles are the ones that have the wings on them and actually fly like airplanes.
Yeah.
They'll fly for like, I think they can fly up to like 1,200 miles or something.
And they've got a little jet in them. It's a little jet engine.
Yeah, they fly about
Gas turbine.
yeah, it's like they can fly at like 500 or 600 miles an hour, and they can go up to like 1,200 miles or something.
Yeah.
And they use a what is it? It's a navigation system.
Satellite link.
No, they use they might have a different version now, but they used to have it where it used a ground navigation thing where it would actually recognize different terrain and everything. They'd give it like a 3D map of the terrain, and it would follow that.
Yeah. ATACMS. Oh. Oh yeah, they love acronyms, don't they, in the military?
Oh yeah, God, yeah, the military loves their acronyms for sure. Just like MERV is what is it?
Go on.
Multiple individual re-entry vehicles.
Oh fuck me.
And that's where we send up an ICBM into space, and then it comes down and drops 4 to 5 different nuclear warheads at once at 5 different targets. And they call it a multiple individual re-entry vehicle or something. It's called MERV. Our most destructive warheads are the ones on the submarines. And they're like 150 times the destructive power of Hiroshima.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's getting to the point now where, it's got to the point. Having a very destructive nuclear weapon, it's not limited now to what can carry it. You know, you can have an aircraft that can carry huge. When I say huge, I mean very destructive nuclear weapons with a lot of capacity for damage.
Yeah, because we have what they call a nuclear triad. We have land-based ICBMs, long-range bombers that carry them, and then we have the nuclear submarines that carry them. So there's
we got a
3
bunch
different.
of those.
But the subs are the most dangerous because you can't track those. Those things are almost impossible to find.
Yeah.
So those are the most dangerous ones, and they say supposedly we have 10 on patrol at any given time in the world, 24/7.
Yeah, and they're also nuclear powered, as far as I know, which means they don't have to refuel for 30 years or something. I said 25 the other day. You said
it depends. It's like 20 to 30, something like that. I know with the new aircraft carrier Gerald R. Ford, they're two smaller reactors, but they're more efficient. And they're
Right.
easier to, it's a lot cheaper to have to tear them out and replace them.
Yeah.
They've made it more modularized where they can get to them a lot easier. So
That's
instead of
useful.
costing
Less
500
time.
million, they can do it for like 100 million.
Right. Yeah, nickname my day also. No, second. Yeah, nicknames and acronyms. Rigger is very good, by the way, for playing shooters. You probably know this already, Justin, but so being able to have Rigger in a game with us, a co-op game, is a massive boon.
Now, is that game a
utilize this.
2-player or can you do teams?
Good question. Rigger, to you, sir. Because I bought Justin that game for selfish reasons, obviously. But now can 3 of us play together on that game? So I don't want Rigger to think that I did it out of kindness. That would be terrible.
Oh, look at this little thing right here. See how small that is?
Yeah.
How is that?
That is a piece of filament that was jammed in the hose just now. This little piece of filament, right?
Wow.
The other one, I would have had to take the whole unit apart. To get to this, all I had to do was move the hose and pull it out the hose.
Wow.
Yeah. Hmm. So what are you working on at the moment, Joe? What's buzzing around
I'm
behind you?
doing the Asshole of the Year award.
Oh yeah.
Coin. Little coin.
Have you got any string to put it on so that you can? Because it's a medallion, right? A wearable.
It's
medallion?
just a little coin, like a $50 size.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna see what it looks like because I made some on there like this. Said USA Drone Flyer, and on the back I put my little emblem.
Oh, nice. It fits
like
nicely.
that. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see how it looks. If it looks like it's pretty good, I'm gonna put the emblem on the back and make.
Do you play
make a couple
poker?
of dozen and just stick them in my drone cases. You know.
Do you play poker?
Are you a
Joe?
poker player? He wants to know.
No. But you can make poker
that's a
chips.
shame.
But you
Yeah,
can make
that'd be
poker
lovely
chips and
poker
everything
chips.
out of these. And what I did with this one, I made it 3 different colors, so that when you look at it like this, you see the blue in the background, but if you turn a little bit, you can see the white too.
Oh yeah, it's nice.
So it came out nice. I was surprised. It took about 2 hours of playing with it, fiddling with it to get it to come out right.
And what happens? I suppose the nozzle dumps a little bit of color, doesn't it, to flush out the last color? I don't know how it works. Or is there 3 nozzles?
No, the nozzle, it depends on the filament, what color you got. That's the thing. So I've got to change it. And the one David, I don't know if David's got the 3 color one, but there's some of them that has 4 colors that you just tell it where you want the colors to change and it'll change it. Mine, I've got to stop it and I put a little pause in there and then I just change the filament up.
Oh, okay. All right.
But
I
you see
gotta-
that little thing right here is because that thing sat in there a couple of days.
All right, I gotta
That
jump
is
off
not
here. I
enough.
gotta run to Walmart and stuff.
Yeah, I got some things. to
Okay,
do.
Justin. All
I gotta
right.
go pick up some
Everybody,
medicine
thanks
and
for
stuff.
being here. We'll see you, Joe. Good luck this afternoon, buddy.
All right, catch y'all later.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks for
I'll
having
be
us,
taking
Paul.
care of that in a little bit.
Take it easy.
See y'all later.